Yeah, I'm
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. We are an RPG channel. We play RPGs. Loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. All of them. Any of them that have been invented, we've probably played it, or going to play it, or thought about playing it.
Tales of Equestria.
We do Dungeons and Dragons 5th Ed. We've done Pathfinder. We do Carbon 2185. We have done Alien, Vampire the Masquerade, Masks, Tales from the Loop. Maybe some others in there I've forgotten about. Said Pathfinder. Yeah, so go check out our YouTube channel. There's loads of stuff on there. Hundreds of hours of stuff we've got up to over the last year and a bit. Yes, social media. We're all over it. Go find us. Twitter, Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. We'll take them as social medias. Just go find us and you can see what we're doing, what we're getting up to, what we thought we did get up to, we didn't get up to, so plan to do it again anyway. So yeah, go check out social media. We use Syrinscape for all our background music. It's wonderful, it's amazing. We're not sponsored by them, but we should be because we love them and they should love us. But yeah, go check out Syrinscape. Absolutely amazing for ambient setting for your music and such in your games, whether they be online and use the Syrinscape app, which we've been using now for a couple of months on all our games through the week. And it's amazing. Your players can experience the same ambience you're trying to set. It's really, really cool. Also, if you're at a table with your friends, because we can do that with some people now, it's really cool to just bang it on a tablet or laptop or whatever, through your TV if you have to. Get the ambience set in the room. We're in a dungeon. We're in an elven forest. So,
mood lighting.
What have I said? Bits. If you throw 200 bits at us, we get a free re-roll. The players, at least. We can't use them on death saving throws. We can't use them on the Dungeon Master's rolls. We can't carry them over to next week, and we can only have 5 at one time. So if you do, thank you. Yeet. From the background, from the ginger child in the background. We are sponsored by Loke Battle Mats. Because they are amazing and they do incredible mat work. They stream on Mondays, I believe. I don't know if it's every Monday, but most Mondays they stream the artwork they're producing for their next project. They've done the big book of battle maps. It's basically a flip-out book, like A3, A4 size. You put it out on the table. You've got your forests, your tundras, your mountains, your dungeons, your towns, your taverns. The recent one they did was Wilderness, which expands on the environmental maps that you can use. Super cool, and all of them are digitally available as well. So if you are having to play online because of distance and other factors, you could go use them. DM's Guild, check out Lucky Battle Mats, excuse me, and they are, some are free, some are pay what you want, and some are a set price, but you can use them on things like Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and other virtual tabletops of your choice. So yeah, so go check out Lucky Battle Mats. I think that's if you go to DM's Guild and look for Tasha's Heavier Crockpot of Bits and Bobs, is a D&D5e Ed supplement book that a feck ton of my geeky friends either created artwork for or wrote for, and it is full of subclasses, feats, 80 new spells. I think the entire thing's 86 pages long anyway, and it's 200 plus copies sold. So if you're into that stuff and you want to add to your ever-growing collection of 5e stuff, get hold of it, have a read, and yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. And the money made off it goes to the artists and writers that are contributed to it, so that's always cool. So that's that. Bam, bam, bam. 200 bits, Syrinscape, sponsors. This lot are the Short Rest Tavern, and they stream on Mondays, and they're currently going through Candlekeep Mysteries. I am lucky enough to switch places with Lauren. So I play 2 seconds. Boys. Dominic. Can you hear me?
1 second, Max.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Shut up.
I'm
You're really loud.
Max.
You're really loud. And people thousands of miles away can hear you.
Yeah.
There's 2 million people watching this. And all they can hear is you going, Max, shoot the guy.
No, I'm
Trying to
not.
be professional,
I'm
eh?
not. I've never said that.
Aren't you?
No.
We'll rein it in. Just chill out. Quiet. Whisper. I love children. So, Short Rest Tavern. They're all geeks.
Fabulous.
I'm with them. We roll dice. I'm honoured. Yes. It's not on here, but we're doing a charity stream. Every year we do a charity stream, at least for the last couple of years. Heavyweight Gaming has done a 24-hour one-shot where we raised £1.5 grand. We did a 49-hour stream last year, Gameathon, where we did lots of one-shots and computer gaming and stuff like this, and raised $2,500.
All sorts.
So we're over $4,000 raised for charities such as Birmingham Children's Hospital, Rainbow Trust, Mermaids and Mind. This year we're doing it for McIntyre Charity, which is a support charity. They've got 1,200 plus people under their support, and they support children, young adults and adults who are need a bit of help with learning or have autism and a variation of other things that they just need support with. So Ree, our wonderful Vale the Ranger, Tabaxi Snow Leopard, she's going to do a wonderful video with fireworks and all sorts to explain further in detail what McIntyre is all about and what the money could possibly be used for to help
just
them.
found out about this.
Oh yeah, I thought of it like 5 seconds ago.
Put the quickest PowerPoint together you've ever done.
3, 2, 1, go. So so we'll give out more detail. There's going to be giveaways throughout the charity stream. We're doing a 24-hour one-shot. The Short Rest Tavern, so this lot plus Lauren, will be playing in the world of Colossus, and I'll be dungeon mastering it for 24 hours.
I get to play a character with these guys, and I get to leave them all for dead. It'd be great.
We will be having giveaways.
Oh, this is where we take things back on you, Rob. This is where we get on.
Episode 1, Star just kick him in the dirt. And
Episode 1, it's 24 hours, mate. It is all episode 1. There will be giveaways of various geeky stuff, as we always do. Once we've had confirmation on those giveaways, we will shout about them so you can all know. There is a link that if it isn't in the chat, I'll put it in the chat during tonight's session. But also, if you look under the stream, there is a button that is bright purpley pink. It says just giving donation or just giving something. Push the button and it'll take you to the donation page, and you can donate a few quid if you have it. If you don't have it, no worries about it. Find a friend that's got a few quid, take it off them and donate that. We'll take it from any source, and it'll all go towards
gravy.
Or send gravy. Just as a quick FYI for those,
We'll take it from any source. Clip, please.
they already know. That's the clip of my life. It's important to know that if you do donate, and sometimes if you are a big donator, as in a consistent donator across multiple charities, etc., you might know that Just Giving does the gift aid. We don't have gift aid turned on the page because sometimes we use donations as a way to generate your entry into a hat to win a prize, and because of rules and regulations, you can't have gift aid as part of that. So it's still, all the money goes to the charity. It's still donated. It's not ticket prices or anything like that. But because of the way the rules work, if gift aid's on, we can't use that mechanism. So if you notice that it's turned off, that's why. There's my disclaimer. Right. Is that everything? I think that's everything.
Sounds like everything.
Over to Roberto, our beautiful dungeon master.
Hello, welcome back, internet. The people of all ages. Welcome back to Short Rest Tavern and our lovely little campaign, Secrets Worth Dying For, which is our variant campaign set in Icewind Dale, Rime of the Forstmaiden, the latest campaign book from Wizards of the Coast. I think we're episode 17. Are we 17? 16?
I think we're further, mate.
Ooh, we're not at
Definitely
20
in the high
yet.
teens.
20 is a special one. 18,
Somewhere between 16 and 19.
That'll do for me, yeah. So,
Between 1 and now.
We've had a couple of really, really exciting couple of episodes. It's been a nice little interesting story arc. So we'll give you a little bit of a recap, and then we're going to be jumping feet first into tonight's session. We've got lots to go through, get the players on their toes. So, after uncovering some of the mysteries of the Dale and starting to piece together some bits and pieces, investigating some murders, coming in contact with some Duragar, investigating outposts, and meeting some of the more influential locals on the east side of the 10 towns, the party finds himself... You are true, thank you. I will press play. You find yourselves meeting a gnome in the Church of the Morning Lord in Bryn Shandar, the capital. And Copper, the gnome, gave you information around a colleague and a accomplice of theirs, named Macredus, a priest of Lythander, the Morning Lord, and a bit of an inventor, a bit of a tinkerer, who made his living being a cartographer and one of the more reputable people in the Dale who knows the area, knows the lands and some of the more uncharted wilderness, which ties into a map you guys found, and you wanted to know a little bit more information about locations that Duragard had marked on it, which led you to a darkened cabin deep within the wilderness of Ten Towns, or within the Icewind Dale, where you found the charred remains of who you assumed to be Macredus, who had been working on an artifact known as the Summer Star, seemingly a way of controlling high-level arcane magics and using it to influence the weather and undo some of the magic and bring some of the Morning Lord's light back to the land. However, it was not plain sailing for the group after a very near fall and very near miss when the wonderful Celine fell through the floor and plummeted off the edge of a cliff, and Vale's quick, dexterous descent to pick them up. Audrey investigated the Summer Star artifact as it detonated and engulfed the party in an explosion, killing 2 of them, where they found themselves trapped in limbo, where they were contacted by the spirit of Macredus, seemingly held in limbo by the distant touch of the Morning Lord themselves, which allowed them to stay connected to the material plane and offer their best interpretation of help to the party, who interpreted some of it in their own way, and through a little bit of skill, luck, chance, and an absolute Hail Mary dice roll, you managed to piece together the design of the Summer Star based off notes that Macredus had, that Copper had, through bits and pieces your spirited party members, and you did make a attempt at putting it back together, and then gambled it all by activating the device as Gentle Steps and Elkis kind of had a change of heart and came running back in to try and protect you from whatever the consequences were. A very, very nice Arcana roll later, you found that the device mercifully did work, and it sent a beam of arcane energy skyward, lighting the immediate area above the cabin with a soft golden light. Where Gentle Steps took a night's watch, the rest of you did take an evening's rest, finding the return of your 2 fallen companions and seemingly a blessing of the Morning Lord himself. And you awoke on this morning with the first hint of sunlight and daylight battling through the grey clouds, the first little bit of sunlight you've seen in over a year. And after a bit of a solemn morning and some confrontation, a little bit of uncertainty about your returned comrades, the conversations were cut short as bright light shines from the east, a cold, hateful light that's getting closer as a entity makes its way towards the group. Audrey, a warlock with a connection seemingly to the Forstmaiden herself, sensed it before, but before too long, the bright light is hard to miss. And with this small amount of golden light above you and everything else, just the cold emptiness of the dale, this humanoid robed figure kind of stumbles out from the tree line and begins making its way towards you. Just this bright, cold blue light emanating from where the face, from the hood, from the sleeves, from wherever there's gaps in the fabric. It seems the body is just emitting this light. It just fills you with a very, like a shiver down your spine, and a sense of dread and a sense of almost it feels evil as it descends down towards you, which is where we will jump straight in. So I would like, firstly, you guys to position yourselves on our lovely map where you are on the outskirts of the cabin.
Where would you say Gentle Steps' fire was?
I would say Gentle Steps' fire is probably around where you guys are now.
Okay.
The creature is coming from.
I was sat next to Jeff Steps. So.
You'll notice you've got the ravine to the immediate west, the cabin itself to the north, and the creature is coming in from the east. So if you want to position yourselves as you're around this fire, enjoying a little bit of daylight, a little bit of campfire warmth.
I think that I went back to Brinch and Dar. I don't think I mentioned it at the end of last session, but
You didn't.
I definitely
No,
popped out.
that was weirdly you didn't mention that.
Weird how that happens.
Yeah, it's odd. It's also didn't
That's
happen
awesome.
weirdly. Okay, so you guys see this light and it's getting brighter and brighter by the minute. Within a few seconds, it's going to be upon you. Is anyone doing anything immediately?
I've got out the big boy, aka Sebastian.
muted.
Oh, muted.
You're
I'm
muted.
muted.
AD
Probably-
muted.
Hello, I know. I get out Sebastian,
Okay, Sebastian
which
is
for those
got
at home
outed.
is a great axe.
Okay.
How
a
far
sword.
away would you say? Dar?
The light is a little bit disorientating and it's kind of almost blinding at this point. It's almost like headlight. As it gets closer, it obscures a lot of things. You imagine it's maybe at this point within 80 feet of you, closing by the second.
Oh, like my
I
sword.
see a figure.
You see a figure. You see a humanoid about the same height as you all. It appears to be in traveling winter furs, hood pulled up, with just this impossible white blue light beaming out from the hood. It's kind of got this staggered
Cool, I'm gonna
gaze. and
cast-
It kind of stumbles towards you.
Can I cast Hunter's Mark on it, please?
You can, but in that we are going to be rolling initiative then, please.
I also cast Armor of Agathis on myself, just so you know.
We're hitting initiative at this point.
I was trying to say that I was casting
Okay,
that while everyone else was talking.
I'll say you can put armor up, and Rhea, you'll hit Hunter's Mark in initiative order. Is the right? Let's play ball, as it were. Right. Oh Jesus! Good initiative rolling. Okay, Celine, if I could have your initiative, please.
17.
17. Strong. Gentle steps.
20. 200
Boom.
bits.
Thank you, Ruffworx.
Thank you,
Elkis.
Ruffworx.
You're muted.
Still muted.
Can't hear you, Elkis.
There you go.
That's why everybody's been ignoring me all the time. I said I prepped my hammer and shield before this,
That's
which
okay.
you won't have heard because I was muted. Apparently.
I don't think we're ignoring you if we can't hear you.
Speak for yourself.
You still are. 15.
15. Vale.
Nat 20, 24.
Yes.
Start off as
And,
a...
We need
I
down the
saw-
hit.
carry on.
I see
all the
all of
hits.
you've done really well, but then I saw a few numbers roll past. And Audrey, what's your initiative?
Oh no.
You already know it's a 3.
It's a strong 3.
Oh.
It's a strong 3.
It's
All
fine.
coming up the rear.
Fine.
Okay, so let me throw some screens around so I can handle the 1,000,005 things I have to handle at once. So, stepping out from...
We got bits.
Yes.
Ruffworx.
Yours.
Aye, we know.
We gotta re-roll. Re-roll.
Can you guys see the creature on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
No. Yes. Sorry, I was
Vale, you are up. You see this creature just kind of stagger and kind of slowly like lurch its way towards you. Just arms by its side, just walking forward, this blue light just emanating in all direction. And it just doesn't sit right with you at all. It leaves you a little bit uncomfortable at this. It's not a pleasant feeling. What are you doing?
And 15, 20, 25, 30. Do I have line of sight from there?
From where you are currently?
I've just moved myself 30 feet.
Yeah, yes you would.
Cool. Then, sharpshooter shot the first one with this feat.
Sharpshooter. the big damages. Roll to hit for me. Knock -5.
No, so that is a 14 to hit. 11 plus 3.
Is that so? Instead of your -5, we're just not doing a +8. We're doing a +3 instead of a +8. Aren't we?
I'm doing a plus 3. Yeah, so instead of doing +8, I'm just going to +3 because otherwise I'll get confused. So 11
Copy.
plus 3, 14.
Copy that. Roll damage. That does in fact hit.
Ooh! Ooh! 1d8. Be good if I knew what dice was what. 4 plus 4, 18.
18 points of damage. Wonderful. So you let the
Twang.
arrow fly. It goes sailing above Elkis's head, arcs down, and it hits the creature, and it embeds into what appears to be a physical form.
Oh, I didn't do Hunter's Mark damage. Sorry, it's more than that.
And
Hunter's Mark damage.
you see the arrow sticking out of the body.
It's another 2, 20 damage. Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And shit, I've got so many things. What is my? I've got another D4 for my psychic damage because I'm Fey Wanderer, and that's 2 psychic damage, 22 in total.
Okay.
It's so long since we've had a combat.
Yes, indeed. Right. Wonderful. Nice work. Some good damage. Let's bring this up. Mr. Steps.
I will. As a
Go to
bonus
sleep, have a
action.
nap.
Maths.
Nah, it's easy. As a bonus action, can I? So where I'm stood,
Yep.
is it a case of like that line of sight? I can see
Yeah,
under
that
the balcony.
balcony's above your head.
Yeah,
You'd be
so I
able to
can
just
see.
see under it.
Cool. Right. Bonus action. Hex on the
Ooh.
creature.
Oh, spicy.
I reach out.
Ooh, level 4 now, are we?
I reach out.
Spicy meatballs.
I reach my hand forth and whisper something in giant.
Hey, you're small.
Press
Okay, so-
curse on a creature that you
What
can
did you
see
say?
within
What did you
range.
say? I can understand, Giant.
What do I say?
Well, I understand, Giant, but I'm not particularly listening, so I was just
Alright,
joking.
cool.
It says, I
Uh,
text you.
Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage, which these creatures totally lap up.
You don't know that.
And also choose one ability to cast. The target has disadvantage on ability checks with that chosen ability.
What ability check would you like it to have disadvantage on?
Wisdom.
Okay. So you see Gentle Steps made these incantations under his breath with his outstretched hands. And yep, the hex does connect you to the entity, Mr. Gentle Steps.
For my action, I will launch Sebastian at the creature.
It's a strong play. It's a strong play. Okay, let's roll to hit with a
With no proficiency.
non-proficient thrown great axe. Wonderful.
Here we
Go
go.
for it. Give
That's
me a dex roll. Give me a dex roll.
a dex roll.
Well, it's a roll to hit, isn't it? It's a.
Oh,
no,
it's-
it's a strength because it's throwing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, sorry, strength check.
what am I adding? Just strength.
Yeah, pure strength because
So-
you're not proficient with throwing a great axe.
Yeah, that's cool. Roll a 15 plus 2, 17.
Yeah, roll some damage.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a lot. I'm far better off stabbing it with a knife. 6 plus strength, 8 points of sludgeoning damage.
Okay.
and
As you just
and a
said,
D6 of necrotic.
Okay.
4.
You launch this very awkward-looking great axe, but it flies surprisingly well, and it glances off this creature, which kind of staggers to the side a little bit, and the axe clatters into the snow behind, and then the creature kind of rights itself and carries on its forward march, as it were.
Cool.
Anything else?
Movement. Can I
Mr.
climb
Steps?
up onto the balcony?
If you make me an athletics check or an acrobatics check, you may.
I'll go with acrobatics. Acrobatics 15 plus 5, 20.
Yep, no problem. You can just grab it and park or vault up onto that balcony.
He just takes a step.
Cool. I will.
Actually,
So
it's one
how
step
how
up.
much movement up onto the balcony?
It is 20 feet up.
So I've got 10 left, 5 left, 10
You
left.
have 10 left. Oh no, wait. Is your climb speed half your movement?
It is. So I'll just be.
I would say yeah. You'll be up. You'll be spend your whole movement climbing
Okay.
up there.
Cool.
Okay. It is the creature's turn,
Oh no.
which is going to move forwards towards you guys. It's going to move to the closest thing it can see, which is the
Come on.
Which is a tank. This bodes well for us.
the small goblin blessed by the Morning Lord. The creature is going to this blue light. Now it's close, so you almost have to squint to see it. And there's just this blinding pulse of this bright light, which affects both Gentle Steps and Elkis. I need you both to hit your Constitution saving throws, please.
Constitution.
14.
Awesome.
Okay.
One for me.
I am going to use a reroll.
Use them up. Use them up.
Please do.
I got double my roll.
Excellent. Waste them away.
They got
12.
2.
12. Okay, both of you, as you kind of look at this creature and you see the axe kind of wound across its shoulder and the arrow sticking out of its chest, the head where this light's emitting just pulses with this sickening blue light and it dazzles you and blind. You're both considered blind,
Bollocks.
Great.
which is you can't see and you automatically will fail any ability checks that require your sight, and attack rolls against you have advantage and your attacks have disadvantage. And that is until the creature's next turn. So you're both considered blind.
I'm
I
immune
think-
to blindness. I have sunglasses.
Okay.
For the first part of that, I was like, wait, easy? Oh, no, wait, he's fucking with me. Never mind. And on that note, the creature is then going to look down at this
Be nice.
sun-touched paladin, and yeah, he's going to slam into you twice. Has advantage because you're blind.
It's not
First
fair.
attack is a 24, sorry. Second attack is a 19.
19. Shit, meets it. Yep.
Both hit. Okay.
I need some plate.
Yes, you do. You take, oh, you sweet summer child. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Go for the temp HP.
I have rolled so high there, and 16 points of cold damage.
Ouch. Shit.
That's off the first hit. Damage on the second hit. You take another 9 points of bludgeoning. Oh, that's a lot better for you. And another 6 points of cold damage.
Wow.
I rolled hot on the first one, bad on the second one. As this creature, now you can see, and as this pulse of light, well, you can't see, so no, you don't. Let's scrap that description. Yeah, as you're just seeing this bright blue light, and you're kind of staggering around, you lose your balance. You just feel these two massive impacts slam into you, and it almost knocks you to the floor. And you can just hear this almost like rattly rasp of breath, and this sense of just this frigid cold around you as the impacts smash into you. Celine, you're up.
Changes everything.
Yeah. Okay. Is Alkis still alive and up, like awake?
He took two massive checks,
Yeah.
but they are on their feet.
Rally on Alkis.
What's the range of rally?
It just person's next to me, or near me. There's no range specific.
Okay, yep.
So that's going to be 7 + 1 and 8.
You got 8 temporary hit points
Yep.
back, Elkis.
Temper. Cool.
My sword is flaming, right? You heard that when we
Yep,
started?
I did. I heard it.
Good thing. Sweet. All right. This dude's right in front of me. I'm going to go. Can I move behind him?
You may.
Here, yeah.
Yep.
As an FYI, Rob, the range is it costs her a superiority dice. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Yeah, then I'm gonna use my long sword of flames. Jesus Christ, somebody remind me, do we have advantage on this or not?
You wouldn't at this point because
Yeah.
Elkis is blind and not a threat. But
Okay.
once Elkis recovers from the blindness, I would say you have advantage.
I am well up for it.
What? That?
do.
Oh, all right.
I am rolling on here.
Elkis, it has to be another creature than 5 feet.
Threatening
That's a
creature.
threat. He's not
25.
He's okay.
25 to hit.
threatening. Hits.
Good. All right. Sword is flaming. I'm doing 1d10 plus 4, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
So 1d10 plus your strength, and then plus your 1d4
All right.
fire damage. So that's your
Plus 1d4. 1 second. That's 12 plus. Oh, nice. Plus 4. 12. 16.
16. Yeah, absolutely fine. So you just kind of sidle past Elkis, and you can see now that you're close, behind this, the traveling gear and this emanating blue light, it does appear to be a humanoid creature. You can see kind of the almost silhouette of a face and flesh as you sidle to the side and then swing across with the sword. Scorch marks across the robes, and you see there's no blood, but you bite into what feels like flesh and skin.
I forgot I have maneuvers, precision, and trip attack. Is it too late to add one of those?
Nope, it is not.
Okay.
This is when you have them.
I do-
And
Yeah, this is the right time.
Yeah.
So this is the right
Perfect,
time. To do
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it says before after the roll. So I will do a precision attack then.
Yep. Roll your superiority
per-
die.
Yeah.
See how much extra you do.
A5.
Okay. So
Uh,
that's
and you don't do precision attack. You've already hit it.
It says I can do it
precision attack
before or
is
after.
bonus damage.
Yeah, it's just bonus damage.
Is it?
Yeah. It says for precision attack and everything, you can do a roll before or after the roll, but before the any effects are applied. So you just expend a superiority die to add it to the roll before or after. But there's no
Three.
effects for this thing.
And that's the hit roll. Sorry, yep, he's right. It is.
He's right,
Hit
okay.
roll. Yep.
All right, so then-
if you want to try and trip it, you can do that
Yeah,
instead.
yeah, I'll do the trip instead, and I'll keep that roll that I rolled, right?
Okay, so it's a strength
Yeah.
saving throw for me.
Yeah. DC 14 is the same.
That is a 4.
Oh,
Plus.
the target is not
okay.
prone.
Yes, the target is not prone. So you swing out the longsword, and as you pirouette round, you just kick the legs out from this creature, and it just lets out this rattle of cold air as the beam of light just goes up into the sky, and the creature does land prone at your feet.
Wait.
Okay. Elkis.
Fuck.
You kind of, your vision's half there. You can kind of see shapes and things, but you've kind of got those like yellow spots and like white out as your vision starts to clear, but you're currently at disadvantage on your attacks.
I am going to pump 20 points of healing into myself.
Iron hands. Okay.
And I am going to... Oh shit, I've gone off the page. So that's my action. And I'm going to cast... I don't like everything being on different pages. That's an action as well, shit. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith for myself, bonus action.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Elkis?
That is me.
Okay. You hear a fluttering coming from the wood log cabin, or more importantly, behind the cabin, as the swirling the snowdrift kind of coalesces around and forms into a figure that starts drifting over from the south. As these ice creatures begin drifting over. Just bear with me a second, just checking something.
Fabulous.
Okay, and this creature is going to move. This one is going to move. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Grab. I'm on the wrong layer, that's why I can't grab anything. There we go. It's going to move over here. This one moves over here. And you can see this kind of swirling mist around them that begins to take form in their kind of limbs as they project it outwards. And they are both going to cast Fog Cloud. Which is a obscuring... And there is a fog cloud placed here. And there is a fog cloud placed here. Which completely obscures sight. The area is considered heavily obscured.
Is that helpful?
That blocks those
No.
long-range people.
Oh, okay.
Well, it doesn't block
So
them,
effectively, if
I
you're
didn't know which side was on, so that's why.
So if you're in a heavily obscured area, it blocks vision entirely. If you're trying to see something in that area or see out of that area, it's the same condition as blind, basically, if you're
For
trying to do
us.
it.
But the creature that's attacking us, do they have the same dis?
They can't see into it either. They can't
Okay,
see
that's what I figured. That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, let me just check. Is there anything else? Nope, that is actions. Wonderful. Okay. Audrey, you're up. You suddenly see this plume of Arctic air and fog just coalesce around Vale. Vale vanishes from sight. The fire is extinguished, and the rest of the party vanishes behind this cluster of swirling ice in front of you.
Okay. The shrubbery on southwest.
Yes.
How dense is that?
Probably about as dense as the image shows. There's a couple of they're not as leafy. It's like they're very bare. They could offer a little bit of cover, maybe. You find it probably you may be able to sort of hide yourself amongst it, but it's not the most densely packed shrubbery in the world.
Yeah, I'm going to use my movement to head over there.
Okay, move
And
yourself
then-
for me.
Yeah, done it.
Mhm.
And then I would like to use Mask of the Wild. You can attempt to hide even if you're only lightly obscured.
Okay.
Did you want me to roll for that?
Yes, maybe a stealth check if you're trying to hide, please.
11. We'll
Okay.
roll with that. There is no way that I could see around this, is there?
It's just a swirl of dense fog and snowdrift just kicked up into like a localized just blanket of cold air, mist, ice.
Okay.
All of them glowing orange.
For my action then, I am going to pull out the grey bag of tricks
Okay, grey bag of tricks. Here we go.
and pray that we get something of use.
You reach your hand into the grey bag of tricks. You throw the mat of fur to the floor and get...
A 4, which should be a
4.
4, correct?
It is indeed. You have this icy white fur boar kind of burst into life next to you. I do not have a token for a boar.
Come on, pig,
Let's-
save my bacon.
Okay.
Why not? This will do. No, actually, no. Oh, let me get you a quick token for
Something
a
similar. Piddly.
kobold. That's near enough.
That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Okay.
There you go. The kobold is your boar.
Nice. Do I have to roll initiative for my boar? Or are they at the same initiative as I am?
They are at your initiative, but they do have their turn should you want them to act.
Yeah.
So the boar can move. It can make a melee attack with its tusks. and it can charge if it moves at least 20 foot towards a target. It can like do extra damage basically if it runs and hits. It has a speed of 40, so it can move a little bit further than you can.
Fantastic. It is going to run and charge at this thing that is causing an issue for Elkis and Celine, please.
So, Mr. Boar goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So, out of this fog cloud, this Arctic white boar comes galloping out and just gores this creature on the floor. If you want to roll me a attack roll, please, at +1.
With advantage, because it's on the
plus
floor.
3. Yes, with advantage. With a +3.
With the +3, even better. Okay. So, on an advantage, that's a 17.
That will hit.
No, sorry. Incorrect. On an advantage, that is 17. Yes, sorry.
That will hit.
+3, 20. Cool.
Okay,
Sorry.
so it is 1d, so it's an extra, it's 2d6 +1.
Come on, pig.
2d6. Come on. That would be 10 points of
10 points of
ramming
damage.
damage.
+1.
Piercing.
So as this creature,
Boring.
Yeah, that's the +1.
as this creature kind of is beginning to make its way back up to its feet, this Arctic summon ball just slams into the side. The tusk just puncture deep in and kind of knocks it and kind of rolls it over onto its back as it begins to start picking itself up once more.
So it's still prone.
It's not its turn yet. It's still kind of on its all fours as it's trying
yeah,
to
of
regain
course.
its footing. Anything else
Sweet.
from you?
Is there any chance that I can move my boar away? Or is that, no, that's a full
Fine.
movement.
It's used its full movement to get where it is.
Yeah, don't worry. Cool.
Okay.
I think
Veil.
I'm good.
You are just surrounded by swirling white and cold air, snow and ice just whipping up all around you.
I would like to move out of that.
Seems sensible.
How much would it be an action if I wanted to pass something to Adri? How would you, or if I wanted to drop something at her feet? How would that work?
It depends what it is. If it's something like you've got quick access
It's
to, I would potentially say
Yeah,
bonus.
it's the scroll case. It's the scroll case.
I would say it's an action to hand it into her hand. It's a
Yeah.
bonus for you to drop it, and it'd be a bonus for her to pick it up.
Okay, I'm going to drop it and say it might be useful, and then I'm going to. Where are the stairs up to the balcony? In like, which end are they on?
They are.
I wanted to, have a vantage point as a longbow user.
Bottom bit. Yeah.
Be a bit
Stairs are there,
safer.
or you could try and climb up. It's a 20-foot climb up onto the balcony.
I have a climbing speed of 20 foot, funnily enough. So I am going to go. I'm also going to use my feline agility. I double my movement, and then I can't move until I can't use it again until I don't move for a turn. So I have 60 feet of movement, 20 feet of that is climbing. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 20 foot up.
Okay.
So 50, and then
Can you just make me an acrobatics or athletics check for the climb, please?
yeah. I think it's going to be whichever
You
one of those is
dash
dex
across,
based,
drop
that
onto all fours, dash across the snow, and spring up towards the balcony.
way. Cat up the drain pipe.
Yeah, basically.
A 23, 19 plus
Yeah,
4
not-
acrobatics.
It's not even like climbing. You just cat up drain pipe, absolutely, and just straight up onto the balcony and just kind of flip over and ready yourself.
And then the rest of my movement takes me to there, I think, or there. Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 to the top. Yeah, to there. Do I have a line of sight to this little fuck down here?
Nope, the corner of the building is in the way.
What about this guy?
Yes, just about.
Twang.
You're at disadvantage because the creature is prone.
I'm at advantage because the creature's prone.
No,
If you're a melee
ranged,
archer,
ranged is disadvantage to a prone
Oh, is it?
creature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea, sorry.
That's all right.
So can I turn my sharpshooter off then?
You may.
Make it a normal roll. Thank you.
Okay.
Switch on tidy bar. Yeah. Click.
Yeah. Just undo it a little bit, make it a bit more shit. At disadvantage, that is a 12 to hit.
So the arrow sails past, and you kind of thread the needle between the creature and Celine, and it beds into the floor. And kind of the ball looks over at the impact, and you see the arrow just disappear into the ice bank unfortunately.
That's me.
Okay. Gentle steps.
I jump off.
Yup. Okay.
Jump off right onto the creature.
I'll say I'll
Jump.
20
I was waiting for the roll as I'm blind.
You'll need it's a athletics or a dexterity. Sorry, a
I'll
athletics
be
or
going
acrobatics.
with acrobatics at disadvantage.
Gentle steps is well tall. They could just kind of hang down and then stand.
It's 20 foot. It's not.
It's like-
They're like,
It's like
Celine-
taking a
Celine's
drop.
right there. She's just looking up like,
And that
Is this-
one and a 2. So
Oh, no.
that'll be that'll be
No.
7.
Lands on his ass.
Land horribly. Yeah, you
doesn't
think you
land
know,
on me, right?
land on you, no. But you'll take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and you will land prone
Cool. I'll stand up.
as you just stack the landing, and you feel your ankle roll, and you stumble and pick yourself back up.
I'm
and you
just
can kinda
straight cannonballing off it.
see these, like you can see like vague outlines of shapes as your vision's starting to return to you, but it's still obscured for a little longer.
I stand up.
Okay.
Bowie knife.
Yep.
Tomahawk.
Go for it. Unleash.
I cast Booming Blade on the
Okay.
Bowie knife. Do I get advantage because of the bow?
Say again. Sorry.
Do I get advantage because of the bow? It don't really
Yes,
matter. It's
so
a straight roll. It's a straight roll
Yeah, it's a straight roll.
because I'm at disadvantage. Okay.
So
Booming
use your bonus
Blade.
action to do booming blade to empower
No,
your
no,
main
no.
hand.
Actual action, mate. So
Oh, it
Booming
empowers
Blade
your
is
main hand.
empowers
Yeah.
the strike.
Yeah.
So it just does extra damage. Yeah, so So if I hit, I'll tell you what it does.
I've got it on my. I've used it on a pipe.
Straight roll. That one. Go.
I'm afraid
That's me done.
this is what it is.
Those dice. What's happened?
That's all. That's 2 nat ones and a 2 on 3 dice.
Throw them away. Throw them at the wall.
The
I
creature's
mean-
turn. The creature will use its full action to stand up. It is then going to move away, which is going to trigger attacks of opportunity from pretty much all 4 of you. Will it do that? Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's going to move. Creature is going to try and move away. So if either Celine, Gentle Steps, Elkis, or the Boar would like to make opportunity attacks, you may.
It's its turn now, so can I see now?
It's the end of the turn. It's the end of the creature's turn.
14 with disadvantage.
I'm afraid 14 just misses.
Shit.
Anyone else taking a stab?
I am.
Yeah.
You may.
Everyone.
Still
Stab
blinded.
more like a jab slash.
Yeah, go for it. As it's drifting away, you get to take a swing.
Oh,
It's +3, right, for the ball?
Yes.
Oh, 1 second.
14.
I think I get +2 on that. Because of dueling. Ooh.
do you, shall I wait for Tony to reroll?
Need you guys to be a bit. Come on, try and be a bit familiar on what
17.
your rolls are. 17 hits on Gentle Steps as you kind of swing, partially blinded into the air, and you definitely make contact with something as the knife goes in.
And sneak attack.
Yep.
I think my roll's 16. I get dueling because I'm only using 1 weapon.
Are you using it off D&D Beyond?
Do you have your shield in your hand?
I've got my shield, and the shield doesn't count as a weapon, so you can still use dueling.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. That's fine.
It's not added on. I've only got +4 proficiency in my weapon. Is that added in? I don't know. I don't know. You work it out.
Strength.
So
What's your
it's-
strength? What's your strength?
My strength is 15 +2.
Cool. It's added it in. It's added it in. So
That would have been your
your
proficiency.
strike, your proficiency don't care about your damage.
No, it's
No, it's his hit
it's
roll. It's
proficiency.
his hit roll.
My hit roll.
And it's dueling not to damage, not to hit.
Dueling is.
Dueling is to. 1 sec. Yeah, carry on with yours. I'll read it.
So damage from me, mate, is 4, 8, 2 seconds. 4, 8.
Julian
10.
does damage, Tony.
So, so it has taken into account, mate. 10. 10 damage
10.
from gentle steps.
Okay. So, as the creature tries to pull its 12, it kind of staggers past and pushes past Elkist. You jam the knife in, and you feel it go through muscle and hit bone and pull out. Any more for any more? Audrey, is your boar giving it a go?
Boar roll 14.
Okay, afraid not. And yes, Celine, you can have a swing as well as it tries to back off.
22.
Oh, that will absolutely hit.
That's that. Well, do I do advantage or no? Yes. Well, that be the word it's gonna hit. So we'll just leave it at that. And I will do 1d10 plus 4. Is a 9 with one of my 11.
Okay, so as this creature pushes past, you can see it start to stagger to the side, and you swing out and drive the longsword down the back, and you see this big welt, and just like the flesh opens up, and part of the robes fall off the shoulder, and you see just blackened frostbitten flesh, and part of the shoulder blade sort of sticking out, and there's no blood or anything like that. It's just like this congealed, almost black ichor as you open it, and it just kind of shuffles and stumbles its way past the group over to here.
Now I also use my actions or roll
Have to do
my
it.
roll for that one.
No,
You do it as part of your action.
Yeah, you've just reacted. It's not a turn, you've just reacted.
Reacted.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good to know. Didn't know that.
The creature then spins around, and it is going to send 2 cold rays at 2 people who've just kicked the shit out of it. So one is going to go cascading towards Celine, and one is going to go cascading towards Gentle Steps.
Standard.
So Gentle Steps. It's not a melee attack, so is it all attacks? Give me a second.
It's all attacks.
I'm juggling a lot of things.
It's all attacks.
Did you say action or movement standard?
It's movement to stand up.
It's all attacks, Rob.
Okay. That's an 8 to hit Gentle Steps.
On advantage? That's a miss.
I rolled double 6.
Welcome to my world.
Celine. That hits you on a 17.
Yep.
As
Just
you
hits.
see this blast of Arctic energy just miss Gentle Steps and just kind of encase over and leave this trail of ice just across the side of the building. And then the next one just hits you squarely in the chest. Is the right dice? Yes. You take 20 points of cold damage
Damn.
as you just feel this black, you feel the warmth and all your energy just sapped out of you, and you can see kind of frost and the forms of ice starting to hit on the armor on your front, and it blasts you back, and you kind of stagger back onto kind of your back foot. You
That's
get your balance, regain your composure, but yeah, it's hit you.
a lot of ouch.
Gentle Steps, you and Elkis, your vision kind of returned. You kind of blink it away, and the kind of that like white spots of your vision cascades back down, and you are no longer considered blind.
Awesome.
Celine, it is you.
And each square is how many feet?
5.
5 feet per
5.
square.
15. Um, 5, 10. Can I move here? Yeah.
You can.
Bueno. I will do that.
Charging in, longsword raised.
Yes.
Aragorn will be
time.
proud.
Yeah. This time with precision attack. That'll be
Okay.
one of my things. So let me roll for this.
Get advantage on this one, precision attack.
Yep. The first one. And now I roll once more, right?
Yeah, if you're going for advantage, yeah, roll twice, take
Yeah.
the highest.
Why not? Come on.
Why should you get advantage?
Oh wow, 17 for both.
Oh, sorry, it's not advantage. You just,
Just
add
add to
your
the roll.
1d8
Just
to
add
the
to the
roll.
roll.
Yeah.
Add
you
my
add the
1d8.
1d8 to
Okay.
the roll,
Give me a second. So either way, it's 17 and a 1.
That's an 18. That will
19.
hit. That will hit though. Roll
right.
damage.
Yes. And my little D4. 12.
12 points of damage. Okay.
Where's my ducky die gone? There it is. Ducky die.
So, you swing out longsword, and as you cut through, how would you like to finish this off?
When I'm swinging the sword, I'm just going straight for its head and chop straight across.
So, as you draw across, the longsword comes swinging out, kind of the flames pushing past the cold, and as the sword kind of makes contact at the base of the neck, you see this blue light that's just emanating out from the hood kind of shrink down and cascade. And as the blade bites through, you feel a little bit of resistance as you get to the neck, and you bite through, and the light just disappears, and just as this heavily frostbitten, rotten human face that just kind of dips forward as the head just kind of lulls to the side as you've cut majority way through. It just lulls and tips over, and the creature crumbles into the floor.
Well, that's not getting up anytime soon.
Anything else you would like to do?
I don't think I can do anything else. Except, can I move? Because I haven't used all my movement.
You've got 1 square of movement.
1 square movement. I will stay where I am.
Okay, Elkis, you're up.
I'm going to charge down here, I think.
Okay.
Yep, I can just do that, I think. And I'm not very happy at being quite hurt, so I'm going to smack this around the head. Does it have a head?
That seems, it's like a vague humanoid. It's almost goblinoid in shape. It's like, its legs just kind of merge in with the ice and the snow. It's kind of, and its limbs are more like jagged icicles, and like, it's not very defined. It's got a very vaguely like hunched over goblinoid face as this kind of, it's like ice made manifest.
Yep. Cool. And I am going to channel divinity, Veil of Eminency on it.
Okay.
That gives me advantage.
Yep.
And I'm going to give it a bash.
Swing the hammer.
And both of them are straight. Great. I'm still hurt.
What was your last roll?
11.
11 hits.
Ooh. That was
Just.
not expected.
Just.
Can I tell if this is an undead or anything?
What are the things you can detect? Remind me.
Not without doing divine sense.
Then you're unsure.
Okey dokey.
It doesn't give off any major red flags of being undead at this point.
Yeah. D8. There we go. That is X6 plus 4. Oh, there's my dueling. Yep, I see it now. So that's 10. Fury the small is 13. No, 14, sorry. I get 4 now. So 14, and I'm going to divine smite it.
Okay.
Trying to get used to this app rather than the screen, because I can't fit everything on my screen. And divine smite doesn't appear to be here. Oh.
What are you after?
Smite 2d8 extra radiant. So 14. 22, 29 damage.
Okay.
Bam.
15 of that is radiant.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Shite. I probably fail because I'm not very dexterous. Dex would be 6.
Okay. As your hammer smashes into this creature, it just explodes out as its form just explodes into jagged ice, and you take 7 points of slashing damage. And you just get a face full of broken shards of just razor thin ice. There seems to be no trace of the creature.
No bonus. That's me.
Okay.
Bonus action hide if I can. I'm near that bush. Is it up
You
to
can
hide?
give it a go. Yep. Stealth check.
So that would be 12 plus stuff. Is it just Dex?
Yes, but it's a stealth check. Are you disadvantaged with stealth because of your plate?
Yes, I am. Second roll 8, so 9, I think. I've not
Okay.
done a list of checks.
Okay.
Skills.
Yeah, you kind of do the best you can after kind of the stinging pains. You pull some of the ice shards out of your forearm as you duck into the hedge and try and make yourself as invisible as possible.
That is probably what Elkis would do. They could try and get invisible. They cannot see.
Okay.
Yep, that's everything.
Okay, so a second. Okay. The remaining ice creature is going to... is going to move up to the boar and emit frost breath. She's going to blast forward in a frontal cone in front of it and engulf the boar and Celine with Arctic blast of breath. I need the boar and Celine to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
$17.
Okay. 7. Unfortunately, the boar does not make the check. However, Celine, you do.
Huzzah.
The boar will take 6 points of cold damage, and Celine, you will take 3 points of cold damage. The boar is still alive.
It is still alive. I'm alive. I've got stats up in front of me.
Okay.
Who's a good pig? Who's a good pig?
Audrey, it is you.
Is the fog still up?
It, yes, it is.
It is. Okay. I'm gonna risk it for a chocolate biscuit and run through it
Okay.
because Adri has no idea what's through there, but just in case, you know.
You kind of arm bluster through and kind of stagger out the other side and see Celine over the remains of a creature, and your boar currently staring down this ice entity in front of you.
Okay, cool. I'm actually going to move to that point instead. So I think that's actually my full movement. 15, 20, 25. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, that's fine. I am going to take my full movement, though, of 35. So I come next to this other ice creature, flanking my boar. And I am going to cast something really good. Like
I cast the thing.
not that, because Gentle Steps is right next to me. Like Word of Radiance. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
14.
Bugger, you just won. In that case, then, can I do anything? I cannot. Fuck myself, really. Tried to cast Blood of Radiance. It won. So now I'm going to do nothing else because I can't, and I messed myself up because I came in too close.
Okay.
Yay.
At this point, you hear kind of similar noises before as a third of these ice creatures drifts from behind the house.
Well, hey. Oh, wait, I forgot to make an attack to my boar. Can I do that now, please?
You did, yeah. I need to check that because I worded it wrong. Normally, you use a bonus action to command the creature to take an action. So going forward,
attack.
the next time, that's what we'll look it at. I checked.
Okay, cool.
It shares your
well,
initiative, but you may use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it will take.
Fantastic. As my bonus action, then, can I command my boar to stab it with its tusks, please?
You may roll me a
Thank you.
d20 plus 3.
Second.
Get him, boy.
That is a natural 20.
Outstanding. That is 1d6 plus 1 damage. So roll a d6, double it, and add 1.
1d6. 1. Come on. So that'd be 3 points of slashing damage, please.
So your boar juts its head out and slams into this creature, and you see a small sliver of ice just go bouncing across the side of the woodshed or the outhouse and clatter and disappear into the snow. As your boar takes one for the team and hits the creature.
What a good boar.
Anything else from you?
A good boy.
That is everything at that point now for me,
Okay.
really.
So, the newly arrived ice creature drifts over. And is once again going to blast out a frontal cone of frost over yourself and the boar. I need the boar and Audrey to make me dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh.
I'd say no.
From myself, that is a 12,
Okay.
and from the boar, that will be
Plus 1 on the board.
14. No,
Oh, no, wait.
boars don't have anything on their decks.
You're right. So both of you pass. You both take 4 points of frost damage.
With what attack was that? Sorry.
A frost breath.
Frost breath. Okay. Let me just quickly check something. No. Okay, that's fine. So it's
Okay.
4 points each.
It is, yeah. Is your boar still hanging in there?
My boar is just hanging in there.
Just hanging in there. Okay.
Just, I think it's got 4 points left. Maybe.
We are back to Vale. Top of the round.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, yep.
I'm going to shoot this one from the balcony with a sharpshooter.
Yeah, go for it. Roll tip.
And I'm going to bonus action move my hunter's mark because the thing died to that one.
Okay.
15.
15 will hit. Roll damage.
Cool. So 8, 14, 27, 3 of which is psychic.
Wonderful. Audrey, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Begrudgingly, yes.
As long as you make it. You can make it as begrudgingly as you like. Okay. You take 4 points of slashing damage as the creature in front of you, you see an arrow go through it and bend to the snow, and the creature just cascades with broken ice, and you take a face full.
Worth it.
So that creature is dead, yes?
Oh, yeah, it's exploded.
Okay, cool.
Okay, gentle steps.
Where's Sebastian?
Sebastian is...
Right round here, isn't he?
There.
You see that?
I can see an axe over here. Yeah, you're pinging here, where I'm pinging now.
No, that's not me pinging. Someone else is pinging. Hang on.
Have you drawn an axe?
I have, yes.
Right, literally. Okay, so it's in this square here. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to run, slide, and in one motion, grab axe and like spin and hammer throw it. As I'm running though, bonus action, hex this motherfucker.
Okay.
So
Combat roll and-
slide, grab,
Damn.
use momentum.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Go for it.
Like a boomerang, like.
6 foot single bladed.
That's the rogue moves.
Hardcore.
No proficiency.
I want it to come back. I want it to fly back. Come on, the axe.
I don't want it to come back. The motherfucker's massive. No
That's all a
no
quickie,
proficiency. 14. 1 for me.
Say again, sorry.
1 for 14.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll some damage. As if you've hit twice throwing a great axe as a rogue.
They have low AC to be
I
fair.
love it. It's absolutely nonsense, but I love it.
Ooh, 12 plus strength for throwing. 14 d6 hex. 6. 20 points of damage.
The relief was
I need archery in the board to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
What the fuck just
This is
happened?
just like a
A minefield at
We're
this
killing
point.
this thing. We're killing these things and we're hitting archery. This is amazing.
And he's like,
Dex saves for you in the ball, please.
Jesus.
So 12 for myself.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
a 3 from the ball.
Woo!
Okay, the boar takes 8 points of slashing damage and just evaporates into arcane nothingness. You take half of that.
One less damage, it would have
You
been
take-
relentless.
You take 4 points of slashing damage as you get once more a face full of razor shards of ice and snow.
Cool, thanks.
And with just a whisper on the wind, you all hear just kind of drifting across as kind of that weird chill in the air just descends and the swirling mist and the swirling ice descends. You just hear, the magics must hold. That which resides must not be freed. And then everything goes back to calm.
Are we out on the bottom map, Mr. DM?
You are out of initiative.
Fucking.
What?
Just what is going on?
Over the next
I
Bag
shall,
of ice to the face.
over the next 10-15 seconds or
Jeez.
so, you see the kind of swirling, localized mist by the cabin slowly dissipate and the kind of frosty remains of your campfire.
I will walk over in my exhausted state and pick up Sebastian. In disbelief
Sebastian.
What
that
did-
any of those 12 seconds just happened.
But how?
what did the whisper hat say on the wind roll? What was
It
the
said
whisper?
the
Kill
magic
Adric.
must remain,
Take
and that
her
what is
soul.
contained must not be freed.
Poke her in the eye.
Thank you.
Don't know if that's ominous or not.
Do you recognize the kind of the sound and the voice of it, Audrey?
It's Mama Bear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk
Mama
back
bear.
up to the party. Adri, you've got something on your face.
Just like a jagged piece of ice just in a cheek, just like ah.
Got some there.
Fucking
I'm
right.
gonna
and some there.
cat down a drain pipe and go down a level.
You're
You,
down to
uh,
level
you
3. Shit.
Huh?
I said you're down to level 3. Shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Please
Tony.
no.
Andrea's
Save it in
gonna
your
go and
ass.
collect the scroll that she
can't write
forgot to
that,
pick
Tony.
up during combat.
Yeah, you run back over and you pick up the scroll case. Take this, you might need it. Never mind, I'll just run off and legs it in
No.
snow. Alternatively,
Okay,
badger.
one.
I am going to. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to touch myself. 4 plus stuff.
I'll go sit back by the fire
8.
and keep
You'll need
cast
relighting.
bonfire cantrip bang. There you go.
Reignites.
I'm gonna kick about this creature that I partially beheaded, just to, just kind of kick up my foot to make sure it's dead.
Make a perception check.
Just dead.
I stab Vale for being
12.
gobby.
Well,
12. Yeah, you kick it. It feels dead.
dead things do feel dead,
Now there's a distinct sort of that aura around it, that sense of unease around it, seems to have gone. It appears now, as you kind of kick it and look at it, it just appears to be a very advanced frostbitten remains, human remains.
Celine, does it have anything on it?
Let me check. I shall just kind of start like, just kind of with her sword actually moving the cloth around. Is this humanoid figure like clothed or?
Make a general investigation check for me.
Yeah. No. No, I won't. Because that's a nat 1.
Yeah, you poke
Plus,
it with your sword.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
your
no.
sword and it gets tangled in the robe, and you have
Just
a few seconds of like, get
And
it
it's
off,
still
get it off.
flaming. And so that just kind of singed probably the clothes because the sword is still flaming. I'm just trying to flick it off, and there's little
There's
bits
this
of flame going
horrible,
everywhere.
acrid smell of burning, rotten flesh that just starts drifting.
I'm
like
so
seared,
sorry, everybody. Just
seared,
Lean,
seared flesh just starts like rotting meat going
food
across.
stocks aren't that low. Please don't eat it.
I promise I won't. Pulling
Stop
sword out of
barbecuing.
clothes.
It's not like the stew scenario. Please don't.
No.
I'm
Because she'll finally pry it loose and.
Gonna
you don't.
collapse by the bonfire and sit and rock.
I will join them.
nearly died.
One thing you do notice, Celine, on your perception, you don't really find anything. She's too busy. You do recognize the clothing and the outfit. It appears to be a standard, typical, like winter traveling coat that is often procured by the fishermen and by the townsfolk around East Haven.
Okay. I'll sit back down with the group. This was a local person. What do you think did this to him?
Well, I'm gonna go
I'm
look
just
for
gonna look
somewhere
at
to
Andrew and
relieve
say,
myself.
Yeah, what do you think did this to him?
Because my next question was going to be, would I have recognized the creature at all?
Make a intelligence check, just straight.
Straight intelligence.
Yes, please.
Oh.
His name was Bob.
In fact, no, make me an Arcana check. You can use that
17.
roll. Just add your Arcana bonus if you have one.
19.
I'd say.
Do I have an
You've not,
Arcana bonus?
you've not seen this creature before. Without identifying it, you recognize the kind of aura around it and the light around it, and it's that bright light is something you've seen kind of in your half dream states, in times when you've seen passing like connections to your patron. You've not ever seen it in the form it has, connected to a creature, but that kind of blue light and it's more the feeling than the creature itself that you recognize. You just, that sense of kind of dread and terror around it. And yeah, you're pretty confident that the magic comes from the same place you draw your magic from.
So
Wide-eyed, waiting for us.
it probably definitely came from the Forstmaiden. I've never
Makes
So your
sense.
mates then?
Not mates. I don't like them. Plus, this is probably just some innocent. Do you think I feel good about any of this? Do you?
I don't know. I have no idea what your motives are, Andrew, currently.
At the moment, trying to not be part of this cult anymore because she lied to me and completely fucked me over. And if I could, I would kill myself to get out of this. I can't. Because if I did that, I'd just go straight to her. Why would I want that? Why? Why would I want to see an entire country of peoples dying because of her?
But you picked up the icy marty thing, pebble, the shiny thing, the cold smarty.
That's because she could.
That was a lot of descriptions in a row, all of them awful.
Oh, Smarty.
Somehow
Give me
that
a
got
second.
worse as we continued.
Okay, Smarty. Oh yeah.
Like a cold Smarty. Excellent.
Oh, Smarty.
Tell you what, I'm just going to bin off all the narrative. We'll just bag of cold Smarties.
Yummy.
Yeah, I touched it. What otherwise it was going to happen? It was going to kill me. If it didn't, you guys were going to kill me if everything went to shit.
Well, if any of us
Would it
touched
be
it, it would have
any
killed
different
us. Look, I know how it feels to
Nothing.
be manipulated and used by what you
Nothing.
think is somebody that's close to you. So
All
we'll
I've
figure a
done-
way out of this.
All I've done since I've been with you is help.
We'll figure a
all I
way to
wanted
get
to
you
do.
out of this.
Have I tried to steal from any of you? Have I tried to murder any of you? No.
No.
I have no clue. I genuinely cannot answer that question one way or the other.
You told me you haven't been keeping an eye on me. Since you found out, you haven't been keeping an eye on me.
You did just try and kill us all in the house, but gentle
100%
steps
been
didn't
keeping
say
an eye on
anything.
you, but your patron, your Frostmaiden, just sent this. Like, I have no clue if you are telling the
Yeah.
truth, if you are anything to do with this. So yeah, we'll continue keeping an eye on you.
I think if she did have anything to do with it, we'd all be dead a long time ago. Why would the Frostmaiden play around with us like little toys? For what reason?
She
About it.
can. Like,
We can't hear you.
Something It is not good.
There we go.
I've warned you about all of this. And
Hannah,
yet-
we missed most of that. Your mic playing up.
But it looked dramatic.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it was
it looks
excellent
great.
RP. Yeah.
And then not all of this.
I warned you. I warned you about everything. I knew this thing was coming. What did I say? I was like, we've got to go. That stuff is coming our way. We've got to leave now.
So what's the next step? Where do we go next?
What have I done? Oh, I see you. Because we all have the same fucking goal.
Hannah, your mic's cutting out.
Hannah,
You're
it sounds like
auto-
you're underwater.
you're being when your voice goes up, you're clipping your mic and it's noise leveling. So
Just
either
Well,
turn.
fuck all of this then.
That
Basically,
works.
I'm
You
just
are
trying to say.
succeeding the sound barrier.
Excellent. I love it.
I could have murdered you in the mist, but I didn't because I have the same goal. And it's very dramatic. It's very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Twice. So
Every
the
time,
mic
every
is
time
on.
Archie tries to speak, a cold breeze just.
I am being
Mine just goes like
censored. I am being censored by the Frostmaiden.
Quite literally, it's like, what?
Okay. So while you guys, oh, sorry, go ahead, Elkis. So while you guys kind
eating
of catch your
Smarties.
breath a little bit and enjoying the warmth of the fire, we are going to take a break.
Well,
So thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you for your comments, rolls, all those bits and pieces. All goes to supporting what we do, which is massively appreciated. So thank you very much. We're going to go quickly refill our brews and be back shortly. And yeah,
Hobnobs.
we'll
BRBs.
get the hobnobs in, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
see you soon. Bye 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 bye.
Oh.
I'll do. We're back. These lot have got a gob full of whatever they've got. A gob full of
Rub.
hobnobs, noodles, chicken sandwiches. Other sandwiches are available, but they're not as good.
What did you get?
So thank you very much for joining us for part 2. We didn't die to the horrific light walking cold deafness previously.
Ouch.
Roberto is now going to take us into part 2 once he's swallowed. Go, Rob, go.
unless it's spits.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Are we ready, guys? No, we're live. Excellent. That's what you love to see. Okay,
10 to
welcome-
15-minute break.
Love
This ain't a
to see
lunch
it.
break, lad.
I haven't eaten all bloody. Never mind. I'll deal with you later. See me after class.
Kinky.
You wish.
Say my name. Say my name.
Welcome back to Shortest Tavern, presenting Icewind Dale, Rime the Frostmaiden on Heavyweight Gaming.
Don't know what Elkis is doing.
Welcome back to the second half of our
Good ball.
episode 17-ish, plus or minus 2, we're around there. The party have just
We're on horses.
You've just managed to fend off creatures that emerge from the snow and ice outside of Macredus's cabin, where you recently triggered an artifact known as the Summer Star, which seems to have had a connection to the Morning Lord, Lythander, and has seemingly put some of that energy into the sky and into the weather or into the light, and there seems to be an effect that has happened, and that has attracted you some unwanted attention. Seemingly a creature born of the Forstmaiden's magic attacked you, and you took a bit of a hit, but managed to fend the creature off and kill it, bring it low, and were left with a parting message on the wind before the air furls still and leaves you huddled around the campfire as the morning continues. That's where we jump in. They've all had a bit of a following on from a brief chat with Ardry, questioning their motives and their connection with Oral. They seemingly trust them to an extent. It seems to be an uneasy truce at the moment, but the morning is your own.
Morning. Morning.
Morning. Is it the next day? What's
I
happened?
hope so. I need a long rest.
Just eat the bags under Gentle Steps, and I was like,
shall we sleep here for the night?
No.
Under the great beacon?
It's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Been up like an hour.
After you did it.
Lucas, did you not
12
sleep?
seconds combat, long rest.
I am tired. I need sleep.
You have slept.
Let's just
We
go
could possibly
back to
we could
town.
possibly sit for a couple of hours, but I don't know about 8 of them.
With our eyes closed.
We rested overnight, right? Right?
You did, yes.
Good. Thank you.
We rested, we woke up, we came out of the cabin, and the guy nearly killed me.
He doesn't mean me, by the way. They don't mean me, by the way. Elkis doesn't mean me
Rested
back.
again.
Gentle Steps didn't nearly kill me. That dead one over there did. That dead one. Re-dead one.
Derek.
Did we just lose 2 days here?
Um,
We did, didn't we?
no.
Should look around.
We only came here yesterday.
Can't see the sun.
You can't see
We're
the sun.
this has all happened in like a night.
Okay,
you-
so we
you
lost
came-
1 day here.
You came
Came
to the
here
cabin.
yesterday.
You arrived at the cabin yesterday.
You died. We slept. You came back.
Then you died. Yeah.
You were only dead for
You died. I
a
became a
couple of hours,
marksman.
maybe.
Not even that. Maybe
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
about an hour, 2 hours.
Time's a bit weird when
Dead.
you're dead, I hear.
I'm not sure we were really that dead, though, because
No.
you're here now.
You were dead. Like
Your corpses were charred and blackened into nothingness. You, yeah.
This is just
I do this with some ash.
speculating. This is just Celine being like, nope. Brush ash off. Feel like I'm
Are
here
the
now,
corpses
aren't I?
still inside?
Are they what, sorry?
They're ash.
Are the corpses still
No,
inside?
I threw the ash off the side in a prayer, didn't I?
Yeah.
Bon
We're
Jovi's
off the
down.
side of a cliff.
Katie threw them off a cliff.
Again. I mean,
Again. Again. Although your landing this
Why would
time
you
was
do
a
that
lot
to
more
me?
gentle.
just push.
You got a
In the
built-in
wind.
feather
Press in the
fall on
wind.
that one.
Yeah. Damn.
Are we up back to town? Why are we still here?
We need to go.
We need to
Yeah.
go.
We're warm.
We need to go
we
and
can
talk to
go.
Copper. I've got a few words for that little gnome.
I'm going to kill Copper.
I like
Need to go and kick a gnome in the head.
Hmm.
No, Copper lied. Copper a liar.
We know like
And
liar.
gnomes.
Kill liar. What?
Let's go.
Elkis, will you be okay
Celine's
until we
gonna
get
die
back to
looking
town,
around.
or would you like to rest for an hour or so now?
I'm good. We can go.
Who needs
resting
to
We go
rest?
back
hours-
to town and rest, yeah? Cool.
Resting's not.
You,
gonna
Gentle
help
Steps.
me.
I'm fine.
Say
Sway.
2-day travel back to Bryn Shandar, just a heads up.
Let's go.
I am
Days, I thought it was
gonna-
one.
It's taken.
Nope, you stayed overnight on the way to the cabin.
I am going
yeah.
to harness my
we can make
divine
a
power
start
to get
then.
spell back.
We'll stop
What is-
halfway
We
and
can,
rest.
What is your plan, please, party?
Yeah.
I start walking
Go out
towards
there.
town.
Yeah.
I follow Gentle Steps.
Head back to town, rest overnight on the road.
As
Go
I'm
and
Keep
kick
walking,
a gnome
going.
in places.
You can take the 2-day route back the way you did, where it's westward until you hit the path and then following the path, or you think you could probably make it by the end of the day if you cross-countryed across.
We cross country last time,
wildlands.
didn't we?
No, last time you went up the
Cross-country.
road via Targus and then cut across once you reached a similar area where you murdered a bunch of goblins a few weeks back.
Do the same.
Cross country.
Cross-country gets there in a
Cross-country
day.
gets there by
The
the end of the night.
road is a 2-day journey, but is arguably safer.
I follow
Yeah,
the
that's what I was
road.
about to say.
I follow the road.
Let's take the road.
I
Okay.
followed gentle steps, whichever way that
And
is.
if we come into contact,
Shrek a
Celine,
duck.
with any little thing that offer you like dead fingers, just don't.
All right.
Just leave them be.
Do we know what your dead
Mhm.
finger does?
No, not yet.
I mean, I'm not superstitious, but we might have just found out. Like over yesterday evening, might have been a.
Well,
No, I
that
think
wasn't
that
just
was
me. That was.
I think that was the things on the walls, the hallowed thing, because it disappeared once they dropped out of thin air and went poof.
things on the walls.
I think he might have
Either
put
way,
that to be a bit. Yeah, there was symbols, and he'd made it into a little churchy thing. And
I'm 100% for not owning any more fingers like in ice.
I'll see
I don't see how
if
it's a good
anybody
thing.
in town
But
knows.
you
what
are
it
your
is.
own person. So.
See if anybody in town knows what it is. Let's just get back there now. And
Okay.
Celine will take the back of the group.
So, you take the remainder of the day going back towards the path, and as you travel, it's not daytime and it's not sunny, but it is noticeably clearer. The sky is still this bluish grey, but it's a lot less. The clouds are a lot less angry. There's no rolling grey clouds. The wind is still harsh, but it's not like feeling like you're battling against it. It almost feels like it's not fighting you every step of the way, if that makes sense. It's still there, and it's still bitterly cold, and the wind is still picking up and whistling across the dale. But there's these just little glimmers of kind of patches of almost daylight fighting to fight through the clouds. And you can see that probably extends for maybe a day's travel within each direction of the cabin. Before then, you can see the grey storm clouds and the sky and horizon that you're used to kind of take control the further away from this location that you get. You spend the afternoon traveling westward, and eventually, as twilight falls and the last couple of hours of the day roll to an end, you do find yourselves back on the north-south road
The
between
north-south road.
the
North-south road.
the north-south traveling road.
Like West-East Haven. Dig it.
A dragon swoops out of nowhere and just takes out gentle steps.
I take
ignores the rest
Sebastian
of you.
out. Come on.
Yeah, you join the path. You join the path, and you kind of a few hundred feet. You can see the cliffs descending down to Lake Dwalden, and you can see the small patch of forest around Lonely Wood at the other side, and the path continues southward towards the Targus Brinshendar Junction as the day closes to an end. Are you guys making camp for the night?
Yep, I'm out. Literally asleep in the snow.
Just face plants and just start snoring. Just
Like timber.
Gentle steps. Gentle steps. Before you fall asleep,
where?
can you just light a fire? Just light it. Thank you.
Didn't even
half
look up.
asleep, just set Celine on fire. Just that'll do.
Stay near the elf. Stay near the elf.
Like holding my sword is still flaming. I'm just like, what?
That'll have run out by now. You've been traveling for
Okay.
like 6 hours. Yeah,
Good stuff.
you find a small level clearing within like level ground that's not too rocky, just off from the path, and you make camp for the night. Is there anything anyone would like to do? Anything anyone would like to talk about, check,
I'll take a watch.
or just want to jump straight into the night and the watch?
I'll get the fire
I will-
going. Sorry. Go on,
I'll
Elvis.
stay up for first watch as well. Or
You'll need to fuel the
It's-
fire while I sleep. So I'll create the
We
bonfire.
can do this.
And then I set out my bedroll, dead like ritualistic. Gone.
I'm gonna turn to whoever is awake of the group and just ask them, Has anybody brought the documents with them? On how to make that artifact?
I had some of them from the outhouse. And I picked up the ones that Copper was on. That got
Good.
crossed out.
The ones
I had
covered
them.
We've got the
Make
stuff
a-
that we looked at.
Make an investigation check for me, please.
You still got the shit covered.
Oh.
Two, sorry.
Make an investigation. Anyone who is carrying documents.
I'm not.
You were all in a very fiery explosion.
6.
Oh, yeah. 8.
You've got papers. They're partially intact. You can read pieces of it. But there has been some degradation in the fact you were all caught very close by to a detonation of a fiery artifact. There's still passages you can read, but they're not as pristine as they were when you found them.
C12
And they
holy
were-
bomb.
They weren't great to start with. They've had a little bit of fire damage, a little bit of singeing, and you can see they're worse for wear, but they may be salvageable. Okay.
On the
So-
plus
We
side,
still
they
have
smell
Copper's
bad.
letter.
Has
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Do we still have Copper's letter?
That's part of the documents, yeah. Whoever,
Okay, that's fine,
whichever
that's
one of
all I
you
need.
has that. I think either you, Vale, or Elkis has it.
I
Either
think
way,
Elk has picked it up. Yeah.
you have got a copy of that, yeah.
because
Okay.
Celine's going to mention. Has anybody noticed that the weather was a little brighter in the area that was affected by the blast?
Yeah,
You think-
some of the stuff some of the notes I found in the outhouse seemed to be something to do with trying to write stuff, but I couldn't understand it all.
Well, maybe if we find.
Before you came back to
Copper.
life, there was a big sort of light that went into the sky and sort of lightened it all. That happened just as we like set the device off to bring you back. That ended up bringing you back. So I think it was part of that.
That's
I
what it
think
was.
somehow some of the darkness maybe pushed away a little bit.
So it worked. His thing worked.
To a degree of
To an
working.
extent, yeah. But after I fixed it, you know. Needed
Just-
another ring on it.
And with just that simple fix, it gave enough energy for.
It's not a simple fix. That took.
Take that away
took a
from me.
lot of my power. Okay.
You did a really good job on it.
But yeah, we found a note from Copper that said 3 is better than 2, and it already had 2 rings on it. So we kind of deduced that it needed another one, and that's where we started, really, and where we went from.
We know.
I'm saying we because I'm inclusive. I.
Before you kill Copper when we get back, do remember that it was Copper's note that kind of.
And Copper kind of needs to stay alive, I think. And we need to see if they can make anything of these notes. Maybe safely make a device now that Copper knows that it's 3 rings instead of 2.
I want to be.
You have
at
stern
least-
words though.
I
Stern
would like
bloody
to be on a
words.
different continent if he makes another one.
Well, it'll only kill Copper, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It killed you two and knocked me and Gentle Steps out. We were lucky.
Yeah.
We
So if
avoided
Copper
the-
does this in a place that's void of any people or animals or anything, anything happens to Copper. It happens to Copper, nobody else. At least they tried.
Do you really think that
Doc-
Copper would have that much of a brain to decide to go elsewhere? To experiment.
I mean,
as to
Copper
whether
was
or not
there.
it's gonna
Copper was
explode?
working with Macredus. Copper left. Copper didn't tell us that he had been with Macredus in that cabin working on what was going. Then they had a fallout, and then Copper left. He didn't tell us that. He just said his mate had gone off into a cabin in the woods to do something. So he left out that information of what they were actually doing, and he said he didn't know. He said that he had just left to do something, and Copper didn't tell us the full story. So we need to talk to him about that and why, because technically he killed 2 of us. So
I think
you know.
that might have
Yes.
been the reason. I
You have
think
an artery killed 2 of you.
Celine's gonna.
I'm trying to take that off of her.
I know. I'm just
Technically,
the constant reminder.
Technically, Copper literally
Celine.
Andre.
Celine's gonna try to get her cogs working and go, well, maybe he sent us to, because he knew that we will probably pick up this device and it'll set off, therefore proving whatever experiment he was thinking. If he omitted the information now that he was in his cabin,
I'm still.
I
not
think
happy
he
with
needs
that
a
being
proper
natural.
interrogation. I think he needs a proper.
What was going on there? wouldn't have picked up the summer star thing, and I wouldn't have
That's the
exploded
thing.
two of it.
There probably
been like,
wasn't a
oh.
reason to tell us. Copper probably wanted us to be a little bit of an experiment for him. Now we can
So he's an
interrogate him
arsehole.
properly.
I don't
Yes.
think he was thinking that far ahead.
No, but I think he deserves a proper well interrogation. Don't you?
I'm not asked. I'd
Yeah.
like to get on with whatever we're doing.
And by interrogation, she'll just kind of like have a little blade in her hand and go like this the whole time.
So there.
Later, let's see if they can do anything first.
I'm gonna curl up into a little
Copper.
tabaxi cat ball and go to bed.
I'm gonna stay up and
I'm gonna do the cat
watch.
padding thing with the paws and just.
If Copper
Making
can make
biscuit.
Find a box and just sit in it.
If it fits,
Where if I
it
sit,
fits.
I sit.
yes.
I would like to, upon my watcher, if I'm watching, I'd like to inspect the scroll.
Okay,
Unless
that's like
it's gonna
taking
explode
you
in my
3
hands.
goddamn episodes. Okay,
Oh,
so who's taking
Make
first
the
watch?
elves watch, they don't need sleep.
Okay. That's racial profiling, and I think you'll find we don't approve of that.
Little steps wakes
They
up.
need 4
I need my
hours.
beauty rest, okay?
Okay, so make your perception check, please, for your watch, first part of the night.
that would be an 18. Elkis is wide awake because they are thinking over stuff.
Anxiety.
Like nearly dying.
Nearly dying will do that to you. The night goes without, your watch period goes mostly without incident. Towards midnight, or towards the peak of the night,
The middle, yeah.
I hate you so much.
There's a queue, mate. There's a queue.
Kick Katie in the balls. Now, there's a UK Games Expo stand
Yeah,
I'll go
I know,
to.
Ticket 408. Shit.
It's like a Tesco deli counter. Get the
I'll bring ice.
as you're changing the guard, as it were, there is a familiar pulse of greenish energy that cascades across the clouds. It kind of ripples through the clouds. And it's something you've seen a couple of times on occasional nights when you've noticed or been around or been awake at this point. And this wave of green energy, whereas before it would just hang in the air, you can see it still hangs in the air and it seems to be having some hold, but it seems to be not be able to fully spread across, and it seems to be a voided area above the cabin and above the area you've come from. It seems whatever magic is being pulsed out across the sky, it's having difficulty overcoming the magic that was pulsed into the sky by you lot earlier. It's not completely pushed back. It's like having a bit of a intermingle in the middle, and it's kind of, it fizzles out and kind of fades out into this normal night sky rather than this green glow.
Oh, that's something.
And after kind of that, the final hour of your watch period ends, the green light dissipates once more as it has done previous nights, and your watch comes to an end. Who's taking second watch?
Yeah, I think
The elves, plural, or just the one of you?
It can be both of us.
I don't know. You both put your hand up. Who's doing the?
Be both of us because we only need 4 hours, which we had.
Makes
Yeah.
perfect
Cool.
sense.
I think your frosty mistress is losing her touch, Audrey.
Thank God. Not,
See?
no, not that God.
Jesus.
So I need those spheres.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
I'm not a fan of blasphemy, Audrey, but I'm too tired. And I'll flip facepalm.
Okay.
Fair
Second
enough.
watch. Make me some perception checks,
Blanky over
please.
them. Why? I see nothing but my memories and thoughts. And that one.
Stare into the
Maybe
sky.
not even that. Maybe I'm just like picking out a fingernail, just going like, what do I eat tomorrow?
I've seen a tree before, but I've been wrong before as well.
Yeah.
9.
Okay. Yeah. Your watch goes seeming uneventful. You kind of
Be
get
able to watch
caught
when
up.
they're on shut.
You get caught up a little bit in just kind of the night
Being able
time,
to scroll.
being a bit. Oh yeah, you spend your time looking over the scroll. Make me an Arcana check, please.
Ooh.
If you're spending all night with it, you'll decide
Please.
for it. It's not. No, it's not. You're doing.
Great.
It is.
If it's a
Okay.
scroll of like superior mending or something, I'm gonna be pissed.
Me too.
It is. It's a scroll of fixing summer stars. What are the odds?
What?
Oh damn! Can
no.
I use this? Don't tell anybody.
Almost like I give you items you could use, right? It
I mean-
is. Let me just check. I want to make sure I take the
Rob's
right thing.
forgot it that long ago.
I swear.
You're not even remotely wrong. It is a spell
what now?
scroll of fireball.
Hold it.
Take it away from Adri.
It is a 3rd level arcane evocation spell bound into the scroll.
Called it.
Nice. Okay.
So you may
That would have
cast
been useful.
Lame.
you may
Okay.
cast a single. Upon reading the scroll, you activate and you can release the 3rd level fireball spell.
Okay. Thanks.
May the gods have mercy on you all.
You might have to double check, Rob, but I think it's.
I mean, I've got a
only
high
if
dex. It's
accessible
Elkis I'm
to
worried
you.
about.
I'll have a look.
Scrolls what?
I don't know. Scrolls are a bit weird. I've not used a lot of them, but I think if it's accessed, like Elkis couldn't cast it because he's not got access to fireball. I might be wrong.
Think you,
I might be wrong.
You have I think it's something like disadvantage
Okay.
because you it's quite a high DC or something like that to be able to use it.
If it's not
if
on your
you
list.
can't cast it naturally. Yeah.
You normally you'd have to be able to cast it. You have to have it as one of your available spells to cast it. But I will look at between now and next
Yeah,
session.
yeah.
I'll come up with a way where you would have access to it. There'll be a check involved because you're not natively able to do it, but I'll homebrew something that'll allow. Otherwise, you'll just never be able to use it, and that's a bit crap. So I'll homebrew something for you.
Cool. Thank you. I'm not taking a level of wizard. I can barely take a level of warlock.
Yeah, I'll homebrew something that allows you to use it, even though you're not.
Elkis becomes proficient in fireballs.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
No,
TPK with 3, 2.
That is worse than Adri having the ability to do fireball.
Okay.
Cool.
Too much pew pew.
So, you don't seemingly are not disturbed. You don't spot anything out in the darkness throughout your watch. And the night draws to an end. The morning finds you all. You all find yourself rested.
Yes.
In a long way.
Leaf.
We survived a long night.
The long night.
You guys are lucky you survived because I rolled a 1 on perception. It could have just been like somebody, a Yeti sitting next to me going, hey.
Celine never woke up. She just stayed asleep. Like, it's your
Like
watch,
I
all right?
In a trance. That was
Just
it.
kind of like just leaned on her shoulder. I was like, I'm out.
Right, it's back at
Okay,
camp and
let's
leave.
talk.
Onwards.
Onward we go. Who's leading the way?
I'm off.
I'm following.
Yeah, gone.
Or trail in the back of them.
I book clench
Make
every
sure
now
to
and then.
stay safe.
We were getting
What?
paid for this job, wasn't we?
Probably not.
Who knows?
We're about to.
There was
Rarely
some
ever
kind-
ask.
There was some kind of payment. I don't.
Oh, there
was it-
will be.
From
There will be
Copper?
now. Even if there wasn't, there will
Copper
be.
was going to give us stuff. Don't be too nasty. Let him give us the stuff first, and then
We could
Mhm.
just kill
Whatever.
Copper and take what we want.
Kick his teeth in.
Also
Don't
very
kill
much
Copper.
that. I agree.
it's frowned upon. He lives in a temple.
Well, if Copper's the
You're
only one who can
frowned
make
upon,
these.
Oh, drag him out
you
the
know,
temple.
we still
If
deal
Copper is-
Kill
with
him in
you.
the street.
If Copper is the only one who can make these balls, I think there's a chance to make these
Alright.
balls.
He
I
couldn't
think
even
there's a
make them.
chance to
It needs a bloody fixing.
look if he can it just not be a chance to add some light over the towns? if he makes them work.
Well, let's just see what he's got to say.
Mhm.
That's all we can start from, isn't it?
Rob, do we have any clue of how big the radius was? Like, did it blast out of the building when it went off?
You were kind of in the middle of it. The
through it.
aftermath. Once the aftermath settled, you saw a kind of a column that seemingly went upwards and then kind of pulsed the light throughout the clouds above.
No, but I mean the woof. Was there any of like the snow outside melted by the blast, like 30 foot from where Vale was stood or Andrew was stood?
The building contained most of it.
Okay.
You saw very elements of charring outside on the balcony and things like that, but because it was in a room, the room itself kind of took it. You saw the light cascading out, but then once you ran in, it was just white and yellow.
Okay. It's got a pretty hefty.
You imagine, based on this,
Detonation
you've seen
point.
it twice. Yeah, you imagine it's, if it wasn't contained in a room, you're looking at 70 feet, maybe more.
So your idea of using them in the towns is a good one, but if it goes
Well,
wrong,
not directly in a town, of course, not near people. A safe spot will have to be built to contain it.
And it
What
also
did-
needs someone pretty, savvy with magic to activate it. Like,
like the Wizard
Very
of Vale.
savvy.
I think what we
When
experienced.
when you picked up the star as well, if you remember from last week, after the spell happened, you looked down at the thing. The central ore had crumbled. You just
That's
left
right.
the 3 outer rings.
Yeah, they're one use. Yeah.
Would an easier way just be to kill the bitch? Sorry,
Not
Andrew,
this time.
I know she's your mum or something.
Do not apologize. She is not my mother.
Oh,
Oh, you
thought
talking? I
she
thought you
was.
talking about Copper. Sorry.
No, I mean the Frostmaiden.
Still copper.
Harry
Also
shall not be
copper, but-
named Mrs. Freeze.
Yeah, nah. I'm with you. Let's just kill the bitch.
I'm not entirely sure we can. They're a creature able to give power to another to wield. We nearly killed ourselves. Our level
I
of
don't know if it's
talent
just
in
a
combat is not even close.
She's not even that powerful. Just
You
saying.
can't just go and do her in.
Well, I certainly need to get stronger because that dead thing nearly got me. But
Let's see with Copper first if we can somehow help the towns with these orbs.
goals. I need a bigger hammer.
It might be like
It
I'm
is cold
pretty
out there.
certain that they're not just going to be something that you can just make. Do you know what I mean? Like there's going to be some really wild components that Copper's going to need. It's not like he's going to be able to knock out 50 of the things and us just go around 10 towns. Like
Well, of
this is
course.
probably going to be a massive thing collecting the material. So let's just find out if he can make more of them, how he makes them, and what he needs to make them, and if that's even doable. So let's just go and see Copper.
What was in the center of them?
Like a material that had like
thing?
gold veins through it, if I remember. Yeah.
It wasn't Charlene, was it?
No.
Must be a precious gemstone that maybe the dwarves in the mountains know about.
So Copper's not our end goal.
Copper might know.
After Copper, are we going down to this fortress? Well, obviously, we didn't find McCready. What?
We'll
after
see.
the
Let's
big-
just get to town and we'll see what the next step is. Let's just get this information offloaded and get some more from Copper.
It might be that Copper needs us to get materials or something, but let's see what he says.
Let's see the look on
We
his
still need to
face
find
when he
out
sees
about
us alive.
as well. You're right.
Are we near town yet?
Just gonna keep walking.
Yeah, so over the course of the second day, you travel southward down the road, you get to the T-junction and bear left towards Bryn Shindar, and before too long you find yourself at the kind of balustrades and the outer walls and find yourself once more within the city, or within the town I should say, of Bryn Shindar. I'm guessing, are you guys heading straight to the
Yes.
Yes.
church?
We're going to go and shank Copper.
Great.
Okay.
Um,
I'll just get up his ooh, that's a challenge rating 16 for a gnome. That's a little bit interesting.
we don't want to fight him. I've heard that he's very, very challenging.
So you make
There's
your way.
no
across the streets of Brinshindar, the town is quiet. Those few people who shuffle from place to place, kind of hoods up, pulling away from the cold. That kind of quiet solemnness that is characteristic of the towns you visited recently seems to permeate through. Once more, you walk through the long-forgotten, abandoned marketplace. The kind of frost-wrapped canvas that still remains torn and tattered against the wind, just flapping. Just that long reminder of the way things used to be. And you find yourself once more at the House of the Morning Lord, where you enter. The downstairs service seems to have ended, and it seems a lot less busy than the previous time you were in. And over in the corner, you see the spiral staircase ascending up to Copper's workshop.
Vale kicks down the door and goes, "Boy, Copper."
I said, be nice. We need the
Sharpshooter.
Straight up the stairs.
Everything.
Stealth.
I'm gonna climb the spiral staircase. Not like a humanoid, like a cat. Like gallop up here.
I'm gonna make my way up there to a vantage.
That is
point.
correct, yes. The three of you who have the Morning Lord's blessing will get their 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Oh,
That-
motherfucker! Sorry, carry on.
You're also, that doesn't include you, Gentle Steps, or Audrey, or Elkith, I believe. No, it does.
I took it. Yeah.
It's
That was
Elkith,
either really
Vale,
good or really
and
bad.
Celine. It doesn't add on to your temporary hit points, it replaces the previous 10. So it's just...
Oh, they were long gone.
Do you want my stealth roll? Do you want my stealth roll? Do you want my stealth roll, DM?
Yes,
Do you want my
please.
stealth roll?
Yes.
27, motherfucker!
27! 80 height so well.
Where's
Either that was a 1 or a 20. I
You
couldn't
just
tell. I was like,
forget that Gentle Steps ever existed. His character sheet just disintegrates.
okay, he's gone for a bit. I take a breath.
It wants to know.
You all ascend the staircase and enter the
Gonna
loft
kill a
space.
gnome.
And you turn around and you just see a couple. You see Gentle Steps stuck behind some boxes and just utterly vanish into an inconceivable small area. And
Metal
you just
Gear style.
like, wait a minute, like
It's
just
just
the space wasn't big enough to hide someone of his frame, but lo and behold,
Just turn sideways.
But he managed it.
he
Just a
managed it. You hear a little bit. You hear like occasional footsteps and some soft sort of murmurings to themselves at the far end. What's the plan? What are you guys doing?
Copper!
Hello?
Striding in.
We're back.
I'll hush Elkis down. Oh, we're in a temple.
Who's back?
Us.
Who's us?
Your
The ones you
friends?
thought to kill.
Shush, we need payment first. Elkis,
She'll go like,
Vale, the snow leopard.
The
Well,
guys who
Goblin.
were here the other day.
Yeah, we've been to McCready.
Yeah.
Did you find him?
No, I think he's dead.
Wait, what? You
Um,
see Copper kind of pad out in the Ewok style fur suit that they wear to
Onesie.
stay warm, and just kind of pads
And
out.
he
Just,
wants-
and they,
Draw that
the, what do you mean?
Well, when we got there, there'd been some kind of explosion in the, do you call it a front room? The main room, there'd been some kind of explosion and he wasn't there. We found the notes and stuff like that, and we found the device. What did you not know about this device?
We know you were there, you little fuck.
There. So I was there for a while. I used to live there together. We work on designs and.
Did you have a design which was like a little bally thing, like a thing that goes boom?
Like an orb with 2 rings on it.
And
Two.
Copper kind of slumps to the floor and just looks pretty shocked and kind of taken aback by the news.
I'm guessing I can speak for most of us when we say that none of us feel sorry for him.
I feel well sorry for him.
I mean,
Most.
I'd just like to point out, I think Vale cracking out of mid intimidation's just like, Here, you little fuck.
Right in a man.
on a face, like.
In character, Vale. It's just
Of
pulls
steel,
out,
like just
Fucking hell.
Kitties have really rough.
holds it over to Celine, just lights it with a sword.
just
Cats have really rough tongues, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Little fuck.
Kill the mood. Good job,
The
guys.
amount of
Me
shit
fucking
he's
hell,
done.
Yeah, we think he's gone, Copper. We think that thing he was working on didn't work. On the plus
did it
side, you
wrong
were
and it killed
right. You were right about the 3, but we almost died finding that out too.
Oh no, 2 of us did die.
we did die, and she'll turn to Copper and get his attention to her. And your friend was stuck for a couple of days in a realm, and we were there with him. He didn't come back with us. I think he was far gone, but your lord brought
This
us
is news
back.
to Vale, so she's listening in.
Your lord gave us our lives back for whatever reason. They wanted us back on track, but Vale here did manage to put the 3rd ring on, and
I never thought he'd actually try
it
to
worked.
make the damn thing. We made plans and threw ideas around about how you can
Well, you were right.
harness the
3 ring.
stone.
What stone was it? Where did you find it?
I don't know where he found it originally. It was something he always had. It was part of a. Said it brought him closer to the Morning Lord. Some sort of
It was a drug.
like a part of a holy symbol, a part of. It kept it as part of it, like an amulet he wore all the time. It was. It seemed to.
Right into my top.
It seemed to connect him somehow to the Morning Lord, and he was convinced that unleashing that power and the energy in it in a controlled way could bring that light into the world. And I told him it was dangerous and we needed to make sure it was protected and shielded, and we couldn't get we weren't happy with the design. Didn't think it was too risky, and
Do you think another stone would work, a safer one? Would it have a similar effect?
I don't know. I don't know if you could even get another one or where it came from.
I think it's too risky to try any other stone, even if you follow the pattern of the design with the 3 rings.
We had a falling out, and
Do you have any idea where he might have got it?
he's always had it as long as I've known him.
Mm.
We had a falling
Yeah,
out, and
well,
I
it
told
did
him that
work.
staying up there was a bad idea, and he got to a point where he wasn't eating, he wasn't sleeping, he was just constantly working and saying that the gods would watch over him and guiding him, and that he had to have he had to finish it, and he could bring light back. And I had enough, and
He was right.
I shouldn't have left
It
him
did
there.
bring the light back.
If I'd have stayed, I might have been able to convince him or stop him doing something so foolish.
You said it was part of an amulet. Didn't one of us pick up an amulet afterwards? An empty one?
No.
No. No.
Make a deception check.
From that, because I will also be like, no, we didn't.
Yeah, Vale, make a deception check.
18.
Ooh, hang on.
Oh no.
Like, if we have the amulet, we can probably maybe figure out where the stone was from.
But we don't have it.
I don't want to
Pretty
take it off.
Pretty sure it was left at the cabin, so.
You sure it was him? You sure it's Recretus? Like, he's gone?
Oh, guaranteed.
Yes.
We talked to him in the limbo world.
He's
spoke
gone.
to him?
Great. Oh yeah.
She's going to turn to Adri like you did.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We think
Kind
your
of.
lord took him wherever he's taken him.
He's finished his job here. He ascended. It was peaceful for him in the end, I guess.
Shouldn't be so stubborn with this thing and just accepted it was dangerous.
But It
But
did
it
actually
worked. It
theoretically
worked.
end up working.
I mean, what it worked. What it
We saw
got-
sunlight for the first
So I-
time in however long.
where?
So
Over
to
his
begin with, Adri picked it up, and it caused a massive explosion and killed Adri and Celine. Technically, they apparently, as we've just found out, then went to a limbo dimension, and Macredus was there apparently, and then
Yeah.
I fiddled around with this thing, and we followed some instructions, including a note from you that said 3 was better than 2. We interpreted that to mean a 3rd ring. So I tried my best and put a 3rd ring on this thing, activated it, and it did bring sunlight back in a area around the cabin.
Yeah, that was the big disagreement. Macredus said it'd be fine with 2, and 3 had put too much dampening on it, and it wouldn't be powerful enough. I told him 2 was too dangerous, and it wouldn't contain it, and 3 was the way to go. And not even
It was powerful enough, but the stone was destroyed after it happened, which is why we're asking about more stones.
when I left, nothing had been built. They were just designs. They were just papers, just ideas.
How long ago did you say you'd left?
Just over 10 days, just shy of 10 days ago.
He built a grenade in 10 days. Well, give or take a couple.
Your friend here just said they built an outer ring in an hour or in a day. So
Yeah, I built the
that's
outer
a
ring. I didn't
ring.
build the whole thing, but yeah.
the
I
device
mean, he
itself,
only put 2 round it.
the device itself is fairly simple in its design. Its constructions are intricate, sure, but the design's fairly straightforward. It's getting the balance right and getting the right.
Copper, can I ask? Sorry, what were I had to, when I examined the device on the rings, on the 2 rings that were there were some runes, and I had to copy them into the 3rd one because I wanted to make it exact. What were those runes? None of us could read them, I don't think. What were the runes of? What did they say?
I exploded before I could.
I'm not massively sure. I know there had to be some sort of warding runes and warding magics put on the iron bands to counteract the energy there. Macredus seemed to know more about the arcane side of things than I did. It was
You don't have any notes here, do you?
left everything up at the cabin. I didn't want anything more to do with it. I wanted done with it before it caused anyone any harm. Can't believe he's
Okay,
gone. Like, known him for years and years. We worked day in, day out, helping around the temple here and sharing thoughts and ideas and what can be achieved. And
Well, know that he's probably in a good place from the looks of it, because
if anyone
this lord of yours.
if anyone deserves to be taken by the Morning Lord, it'd be him. He never
Good way or
waved.
bad
He
way?
never waved from it. He was convinced it was his responsibility to bring Lythander's light to these lands and to share it with the people, whether they believed or otherwise. And I guess part of me believed
Did
he
he
could.
have any other ideas? Did he have any other ideas? You said he had loads of ideas and sort of plans on how to bring the light back. Was there anything else he mentioned that wasn't to do with this device? Did he have anything else in the works that he thought might work to bring it back? Because we've only, it has worked, but not everywhere, only in a small sort of area around the hut.
From what I understood, from what you told me, just finding a source of magic powerful enough to stop whatever it is causing the night, and whatever it is, whatever magic exists out there, it's keeping the night from receding, and we don't know where it's coming from or where it's emanating from, but the theory was if we could hit it with something powerful enough, something sacred, something like Lythander's light itself, and just we may be able to stop that magic taking the night, and that the days would return. There's this whole valley
Ticked off the entity.
This whole valley is rumored to be a powerful land and artifacts and source of power, have all sorts of people coming up here and chasing after things. And
Like who?
touristy times, when things were better, you had people wanting to go out there, looking at old caves and dredging the
Like-
bottom of the lakes. And
More recent. Were there any two gentlemen passing by? Magic users.
not past here, not for months and months. We've
Hmm.
most of the efforts here are the locals looking for breakfast, or more and more people are turning to Lythander for offering prayers of desperation more than anything. People who've turned their nose up for months and if not years are suddenly trying to seek the Lord's light.
Well, another question. I'm not a magic user. I'm just speculating. But let's say if we do find a stone like this again, and if you are, would you be able to make another item but make it safer? Maybe detonate it from a distance somewhere?
I mean, what happened? Did the third ring make it safe? Did it?
Well, it did. Vale. She'll
Um,
point to the Vale. Is alive and well, and
Yeah, I still had to activate it. I still had to sort of harness and dig into my sort of memories of stuff that I know about magic, which really isn't a lot. But yeah, I think if I hadn't sort of done as well as I did, I might have met a similar fate to Adrian Celine. So it was still dangerous. Like there was still a massive risk involved.
so
But I think the third ring just sort of tipped it over the edge and made it work.
So do you think a more powerful magic user could detonate this from a distance?
I don't think it's. I think it's this power of the
not from a
stone
distance.
more than the power of the person using it. It just needs. That was the reason we created it. Is that if there's a more powerful arcane practitioner, they could harness it through themselves. What abilities and what powers Macreaders could pull from just weren't enough. This device was to allow them power beyond their means, and that's why it was dangerous. But I mean,
So it can be put into the wrong hands as well. Yes?
I guess so. And any arcane power that's unprotected or exposed could be catastrophic. I mean, from the sounds of it,
So-
that's what happened. But
I suppose the idea of making one for each town then could be potentially dangerous if somebody gets a hold of each of them.
I've only ever seen one of those stones in my whole life. Like, to have that many seems impossible.
Mm.
I mean,
Again, maybe we can find another stone, but we'd have to get somebody to test the device out, but hopefully not holding it in their hands.
a couple of years ago, we
The whole
started.
thing though,
A couple of years ago, we spent a few months sort of traveling around. I stopped off at a few of the towns, and Macreadus went further afield as part of his map making days, and was looking to see if he could find any relics of power or things that could amplify the light he carried with him. But we just, between fantastical treasures and urban myths and nonsense, we came up empty-handed. I can, if you give me a few days, I can maybe dig through some of the old journals and see if there's anything there I can find.
It might be helpful. Yes, if you can.
I mean, theoretically, if there was a power source big enough, you could. The Summer Star was fairly small in its scope. It was only a small source. If there was a power source big enough,
if you
could scale up, and you wouldn't necessarily need
Copper.
one in each town. You just need one and it would
Hmm.
be enough.
did Macreadus ever mention, or did you hear him ever talk about something called the Professor Orb?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure what that is.
That's fine. I was just, if he'd not brought it up, then it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to turn to the group and say it's a big source of power that someone is looking for to get rid of the darkness. So just like bear that in mind. That might be what we need.
I
Rob,
mean,
out of
if there's a-
character.
if there's a source of this, if there's an arcane source that powerful enough or big enough to work as a bigger Summer Star, would have found it. It would be attracting people from all over the place. It would be sought after from everyone in the land. Something the stone that Macreatus kept, he kept it private and kept it hidden, and that was small. I mean,
We're currently looking for the Professor Orb. It's been stolen from someone, so people are looking for it.
You've definitely not seen two gentlemen pass by, right? Or ask any questions?
People here all the time, but no one I don't recognize. It's just people from around town.
Can I roll a deception check, please?
Or you mean a insight check to see if he's
Insight
being
check?
deceptive? Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do, yeah.
19.
There's no suggestion that he's been untruthful.
All right. So
I mean-
calmly just nod. I'm like, okay.
If I mean, your idea is risky and it's already taken Macreatus from it. I mean, it's you could recreate the design, I guess, with a spell power source strong enough. You'd need tens, if not hundreds, to cover the Dale, or you find a source big enough to cover the whole Dale at once and scale up. But if that was to go wrong,
And destroy everything.
who knows? His power would be unheard of.
Copper, you said that you might have some stuff that could help us out.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Just give me a second.
I hate to bring it up, but I think it's going to be a little harder than making devices. I think we're going to have to go against whoever's making this, and I want to get them now.
Yeah, all right.
Hold the
You have
phone
anything-
caller.
If you have anything that can assist us in a journey in any way, it would be appreciated.
Hold the phone caller.
Meantime, Celine's just going to be walking around and looking around the room. Any kind of books or peripherals just
I'm
to
gonna
spark her
find-
attention.
Vale's going to find a clear table while you're talking and roll out the map that we got from the Jiragar with all their markings on.
Celine will stroll over to her. What are you looking at?
Just going to, when Macreatus has finished talking to Elkis, I'm going to get him to look at this map, and he's going to go through, not Macreatus, Copper. Copper's going to go through Macreatus's old journals for us, he said, from their days traveling. I'm going to ask him to look at this map, to copy the extra places that are put on by the Jiragar onto a blank map or onto a bit of paper, and just make sure that if he hears anything about or reads anything about them in the journals, I'm just going to make sure he knows that we are specifically looking for information about these places, this fortress.
That's brilliant. Good
so
idea.
that we can, if they have noticed, or if Macreatus encountered it, as when he was cartographing, when he was scoping out the land, we want to know specifically about this place.
That
Give me
sounds
a
good.
second. I, as a DM, I had my list of bits and pieces that Copper had, and I can't find it, so I'm
We
just
just-
checking.
We're
those
We're,
stuff.
we're
Film
role
time.
playing and filling role.
Yeah.
You just take your time.
And then, but then
And
if, and then, we've played this game before.
Celine's going to look down in the map.
Yeah, I do
and
think
just,
that Professor Orb has, because the what's her face, the old woman said something about the Professor Orb being the key, like having that amount of power to end the darkness. That's what she wants to use it for, to bring the light back. Is that what she said? She wants to
Yes.
use it to sort of end this horribleness going on. So maybe she's on the same kind of wavelength.
Or maybe she wants to
And
put
if-
herself in a higher position that looks like a savior to the people here.
Well, that's
Although,
what we were
again,
wary
the
of.
lesser evil is the evil that you always want to pick, I suppose.
Either way, I think the Professor Orb is the key, is the artifact that we need to do that in whatever way it ends up happening.
Make
Professor Orb
a intelligence check. Make an Arcana check. Anyone who's proficient in Arcana, just to see if any of you
I actually am. Wow.
are aware of.
That'll be a natural 20, please.
14.
Okay, a natural 20, you kind of wreck your brain a little bit, and you've never come across a Professor Orb as such, but you've heard, especially with your family and things like that, of people who've maybe been more privy to higher value items in your past. You don't associate a Professor Orb necessarily as a source of power per se. It's more of they're sometimes used in educational manners or used in recitement and storage of information, as like a depository or a safe way of guarding information, rather than they're rare because they're just rare and expensive, not rare because they're powerful. You get the feeling that
It's
they're
more
useful.
like a.
You get the feeling that, based on the context of what you're describing around it, you get the feeling it's more useful out of the information it has rather than an innate power it could do itself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Hopefully I didn't word that as badly as I made that sound.
It's like a
relay
library,
the
but in
knowledge.
like a little brain full of information.
Sort of, yeah. You're not quite like you've never come across one. You've heard bits and pieces in passing, and you've heard like on the imagery, you've gone through magic shops and heard about them and things like that, but nothing, crazy.
Scratch that
So-
idea then, Celine. Oh yeah, sparking up the wrong tree there.
I don't.
So, after a while, Hopper kind of pulls an old, kind of battered-looking chest out from under a table and brings it over and places it on the table and unhinges it and lays a number of items out on the table. Or he would if I hadn't just closed that bloody tab. I am awful at this. I do apologise. My page isn't actually opening.
Today's one of those days that we
Really
did
is.
battle. It was more like reading rocket science. It's fabulous.
It's there we go.
My brain is
Okay.
in Friday mode. It's great.
So there are two items he puts on the table. One of them appears to be a small glass vial with an elaborate looking stone stopper. And you can see a softly glowing grey rune inscribed on the stopper itself. The bottle is maybe half the size of kind of a spirit bottle. And inside is this swirling of kind of charcoal smoke just billowing around in this small glass vial. The other item he puts on the table is it's a very odd looking weapon. It's kind of this dagger that curves down and the blade extends almost over the knuckles. It's an odd design. It doesn't look anything native to what any of you've used. It looks almost a cross between like an axe blade and a knife, or somewhere in the middle. And he places them both on the table and says, "Some designs we had a while ago that we used to sell bits and pieces to adventurers and some of the mages that came out here and some of the treasure hunters, and obviously no one's been in a while, so we stopped making stuff. This is just a few bits we have left. I could probably let you have one of them."
Cool. What do they do? Do you know?
What's the liquid?
I mean, yeah. This one here, and he pulls you can see he kind of chirps up a little bit as he gets to kind of demonstrate some of the devices. This is what I'll call an ever-smoking bottle, and this stopper here, it has conjuration magics tuned into it, and Macredus made the stopper, and basically it's when you pull the stopper out, big plumes of this smoke cascade into the room, and it covers everything up, and you could hide in it or use it as a distraction or use it to hide, and as long as the bottle's open, the cloud stays where it is, and then once you put the stopper back in, the cloud eventually vanishes, and you can just use it whenever.
Can it be used outside? Will it dissipate, or will it stay around us?
It covers quite a bit. It's when you first pull it out, it kind of billows out and then slowly expands. I reckon you maybe get 100 feet out of this if you kept it open long enough.
That sounds good.
Interesting.
What's the other one?
So this so this one I'm a little bit proud of. So I wanted something that I could use like when we're out and about. You know, Credus had a little arcane tricks, but there's all sorts of dangers out there. I'm sure you're aware. So I wanted something that would let me know if I was in trouble. I got a bit confused. I learned a little bit with axes and things, but they're a little bit too heavy for me to use with one hand. So I kind of made a knife that was an axe, and it just kind of ended up like this. But this axe, it's enchanted again. It can warn you of a danger, and if something's about to hurt you. And if you're using it, you can act maybe a bit faster than what's going to hurt you. So mechanically, it would give advantage on initiative rolls, and you cannot be surprised unless you are incapacitated. So if you're awake and conscious, you cannot be surprised. If you are asleep, unconscious, whatever, then no. If you are asleep and something threatens you, it will magically awaken you.
Oh shit!
Did you say?
And the weapon is classed as versatile. It can be used one-handed or two-handed. It is considered a versatile axe. So it's one-handed 1d8, two-handed 1d10.
Did you say we can take 1 copper?
Yeah, I mean, I've not got a lot left.
How about we take both since 2 of us died, and help Macretus pass on the better realm?
I mean, you're both here. Not sure what you mean when you say you died.
Sure.
We died. We were evaporated to ash because of the...
Look, I don't know. I don't know what happened up there, or I didn't know he'd been in any danger. I just wanted to bring him back.
We understand.
This is all I've got left. You know? These are the last 2 things we worked on together. I can offer you one. These are hundreds of gold.
Would you sell the other one? If we were to choose one, would you sell the other 2 us?
It'll be really useful for us if you want us to get anything done.
The only thing I've got left to remind myself of him, like everything else is gone.
I'm happy with.
That's fine, and I just 2 would be like both would be great, and I'm willing to purchase the other off of you. But if you don't want to let go of sentimental reasons, that's fine. We'll pick one between the group.
I am quite interested in the axe for myself, to be fair. But I also think if our friend Gentle Steps was here, he might be interested in the smoke. Being a sneaky, hidey person.
I think he'd be interested in both.
Batman.
Where is she?
Where are they?
Where are they?
Celine's gonna be perking her ears around a bit, just kind of trying to hear where in the world Gentle Steps might be lurking around.
Gone.
Just kind of like
It's deleted from the campaign.
Like
He's in Candlekeep somehow.
Yeah.
Wandering around.
We don't know Gentle Steps here. What are you talking about?
That's the cameo you don't know what's happening yet. He's walking past the purple robes.
He's flirting with the grin.
Who's that Goliath?
Who is that masked man?
Familiar.
Do you, Copper? You're
Kill
not
my
willing
father.
to
Prepare to
sell the
die.
second item.
I mean, it's not so much the goal; it's the sentimental value. We worked months and months on these, and
We can try our best to keep hold of it and bring it back when we don't have use of it anymore, but I can't make any promises.
I'd rather not let both of them go. I mean, surely one of them's going to be really useful.
I'll turn to the crew.
Definitely.
It's up to you all. What do you think?
So mechanically, I'll just give you I would hand you the cards, but Zoom. So the Axe of Warning does require attunement. It is classed as a versatile weapon, which means you can use it either one or two-handed. It is not light, however. It is a strength-based weapon. Magic weapons warn you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you cannot be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you within range if any of you, or if you are sleeping naturally, if combat would begin. It's versatile. It's 1d8 one-handed, 1d8 10 two-handed. And the ever-smoking bottle, if you remove, it's an action to remove the stopper, and smoke will heavily obscure 60-foot radius. For every minute the bottle remains open, the radius increases by 10 feet until it reaches a maximum of 120 feet of heavy obscure. Once the bottle is closed, it's a command word, it's an action, and once the bottle is sealed, the cloud will disperse after 10 minutes. Heavy wind or other physical pushings.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, guys. I quite like the axe.
If it'll be useful to you, it'll definitely be useful to the rest of the group. You have the strength for it.
I don't see either of them being of any use for me, so I'm not gonna. I don't care either way, and I'm gonna step back towards my map on the table.
Yeah, same here. You do what you need.
Celine will pat her sword. I kind of like this one here.
If Gentle Steps were here, he could
Malchus?
have a say.
Make a perception check, Vale.
Just gonna nudge the air next to me. Ooh,
Just
16
do a
plus
big
4,
stretch
20.
real quick.
You have a look around. You have no idea what Gentle Steps on. You haven't seen him since you entered the room.
Okay. If Gentle Steps were here, he could have a say, but he's not. So Elkis, pick the one you want.
If only he was, so he could guide me somehow.
God, there's only so many straws you can clutch at.
I need the guidance.
I've just rolled
Oh,
for
the
it.
best.
I'm going to take the axe.
Okay.
He
I'll pick up
knows
the
what
axe.
he's doing.
Yep.
He could step out of the darkness at any
And
moment.
yeah, Copper hands over this kind of modified battle axe of warning to you. I'll send you the stats over, Tony, after the game.
Cool.
And packages the rest back into the box and kind of just perch next to it. Look, I'm glad you went out there anyway, and at least something good came of it. It's just wish there was a way that no one would have got hurt. You'd still be here and hadn't been so stubborn.
Oh, found it.
Yeah, it's just the way it's worked out.
It's not the same as it is
Can
online,
you come and
Tony.
look
Just a
at
heads
this
up, I've modified it.
Okie dokie.
It's
Okay,
very
can you come and
powerful
look at
as
this map
written.
for
I've
me?
tuned it off a little bit. I mean, it looks like a map of Icewind Dale with someone's drawn on it. Is this the one you showed me last time? You said someone had scribbled on your map.
Yeah. This place down, is it to the south? This fortress. Yeah. Can you, when you go through Macredis's notes, can you just make sure you pay particular attention to any sort of places that maybe weren't charted? I know he was a cartographer, so any new places specifically in this area, any area really, but this fortress we're looking for more information about specifically. And we can pop back in a few days when you've had chance.
Yeah, I mean,
to
I
look
can
through
have a
his
look.
notes.
Like, so it'll take me a few days to go through it all, but yeah, if I find anything, I'll
That's
let
fine.
you know.
We'll pop back when we get a chance. I don't think we're going to go far to begin with, but yeah, we'll come back and
It's
see
all
what you find.
just boxes and boxes of old notes and things to go through, but I don't know how long it'll take. It'll take a little while. So if you pop back towards the end of the week, I'm sure I've made some headway.
That's great. Thanks. I'll reach into the little bag of gems that I have that I'm still carrying around and pick out a red one and palm it to Copper and just say, I'm really sorry that you lost your friend, but both of you managed to create something that brought a little bit of the light back, and it's just a step in the right direction. So, yeah.
Just wish he was here to see it, you know.
I'm pretty sure wherever he is, he can see it. From what the girl said, he was taken by the Morning Lord, and that's the best place for him to be.
He most likely could.
I know it's a
It's
bit of a
just
long
eerie feeling.
shot, and I've got no desire to ever go back there, but when you found him, you didn't find anything, any of his belongings, anything that, you know, anything that remind of him as a keepsake, just to...
No, I think everything was
and
lost in the
letters.
blast.
It was just papers
A
strewn
heart.
around.
I got notes and letters.
I'm
and
gonna
charred letters and stuff.
take off the amulet and show it to Copper, and just say, this was, I never saw Macredus. I didn't go to this limbo realm, but this, when the girls were brought back, this was sort of with them. I don't know if it was from the Morning Lord. I don't know if it belonged to Macredus. Do you recognize it? Just show him the amulet. It's got a symbol of the Morning Lord on it. So
Yeah, it's not the one it's not the amulet he wore. It's similar. It looks newer. The one Macredus used to wear had like a space in the middle where the stone used to sit before we prized it out. It kind of looks like that, but without that middle part. It doesn't look like the same one. I don't think it was his.
And nothing. All we have is these papers.
yeah, I think
I just got papers and
we
letters.
didn't
Copper.
find anything on his body.
I'll give him the papers and letters that I took out. So the charred, and I don't know what's left, but
I'll have a look over these at a better time and add them to the archives as I go through it. It's probably due a sort out anyway. Look, like I said, I appreciate you going out there and looking, and hopefully it didn't cause you too much trouble. But if you come back in a few days, I'll see what I can dig up. And
That'll be really helpful.
Yeah.
And we appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no worries.
if you don't mind, I kind of want to be by myself for a bit.
Of course. Do you recommend a place to rest around here?
I mean, I stay here. The Northlook Tavern used to be pretty busy, I guess. Don't know what it's like these days, but
We'll have a gander.
everywhere seems pretty dead these days.
She'll bid him farewell and be on her way out the door slowly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs. Can I catch? Is there any people like priests or clerics of the temple or the church downstairs hanging around?
Interestingly, not. No. Last time you were here, there was a young woman who was speaking to a few of the people. It seems either through happenstance or the time of day, it doesn't appear to be anyone around. The downstairs seems quiet. They may be out and about or just in another room. You're not sure, but you don't see anyone. There's a few kind of... There's the occasional sort of long burned candle that's kind of reaching the end of its wick, and there's a few sort of chairs and things that are out of place from the morning's communion and things, and it still looks like the church is in use, just not right this minute.
Does Celine
Okay.
feel anything in this area, place of power? And does she feel anything because she has the
Make a
blessing of
perception
the-
check.
Oh, my mouse. Perception. Dirty 20.
You feel that it's not as strong as before, but you do feel a sense of safety, security, being here. I mean, the place itself, the church itself, carries, almost sense of respect just being in a place of worship, especially downstairs with the iconography and the candles, and it has its own air about it.
Nothing draws me specifically to look at, or
No, there's this
Okay.
this similar connection to what you felt back in the cabin when you first kind of were brought back, but it's a lot gentler. It doesn't feel as omnipresent or directly connected to you at this point, but you definitely have a sensation that wasn't here before. There is a connection of some description.
she'll, as
It's
you're walking around,
It's just not particularly acute or specific.
as they're walking around and walking out, she'll just kind of shudder a bit, and because she's confused. She hasn't had this kind of like, sensory
Divine
overload.
intervention.
Divine intervention. No, she hasn't died before either, from what she knows at least, of her quite long life. But
Okay.
you never know. So yeah, she'll just kind of be feeling awkward and want to stay, but also like kind of hungry.
So you all make your way
Out.
onto the midday snow of Bryn Shundar. Do all of you leave the temple?
Yep. Say bye to
Save
Copper.
for the
Thank you.
mystery formerly known as Gentle Steps.
I do not leave the temple,
Okay.
but we can do that next week.
We can. We'll wrap up the session there then, as you four make your steps out onto the snow and look around. And
Look for footprints of Gentle and don't see them there and be like,
Gentle Steps does not seem to have followed you out. Copper's head rolls down the stairs. Okay, so we will wrap up the session there. All right, thank you very much, players. Thank you very much, those hiding away on the internet watching our adventures. Hopefully you enjoyed another wonderful little step in this journey. We are rapidly approaching, I think, episode 20 is I don't know what I think we're 17 at the moment. I've got 17 in my head for a reason. We must be around that. We'll double check. We are approaching the big 2-0. So thank you for those who've supported us on this journey. Yeah, the campaign's heating up a little bit. No pun intended. Stakes getting a little bit higher. Combat being a little bit more dicey, and some creepies out there that are still out to be explored and plenty left to uncover. So thank you very much.
Roberto, tonight was episode 20.
Was it really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
there we
way.
go. Episode
Yay! Level
Yay.
5.
Wow.
20. You know,
That's how it works.
Nice.
whoa. Hold the phone caller. No, you're not. But no, thank you very much, guys, for people who've been with us for the last 20 episodes. Really enjoying the campaign. I really like the setting and the cold, broken, grey miserableness. It reminds me of home a little bit, which is probably why I like it so much.
Yorkshire's not grey or
Yorkshire.
miserable. It's green and lovely, and there's sun outside. It's dark.
Sunshine.
Sitting
and
down
happiness.
here for the last
11 at night. The sun outside.
No,
That's all
thank
they
you
do
very
on this
much.
fence again.
Thank you very much, players, for getting involved and lending yourself to the RP side of it and getting stuck into combat and starting to explore the characters and the NPCs in the world more and more each week. Thank you to everyone who's donated bits and liked, shared, followed, subscribed, tweeted, all the rest of it across our social media channels. It really does help us share the wonderful nerdy goodness across the interwebs. So yeah, this Friday show is a collaboration between Short Rest Tavern and Heavyweight Gaming. You can see all of Heavyweight Gaming stuff right here. You can check the schedule. There's games going on throughout the week. There's the Tasha's heavier crock pot of bits and bobs. Nearly.
You did it better
Something
than I
like
did.
that. On the DMs Guild, if you want to check out the homebrew content that the team there have put together, and you can check out the other shows, whether that's Carbon, their Tuesday Gaming, Colossus, and all the other bits and pieces they've got going on. If you're interested in what the Short Rest Tavern are up to, we are obviously running this campaign every Friday, so you can join in and catch us next week. We also stream on our own channel, twitch.com/The Short Rest Tavern, where we are working our way through Candlekeep Mysteries. We are on episode 6, and that is we're working through the 17 one-shots. So if you want to tune in, we're towards the end of the second one, and we'll be starting the third one very shortly, so you can always jump in. And where we're giving away copies of Candlekeep Mysteries through our friends at D&D Beyond.
How
So
many? How many you got left?
we have got 5 copies left.
Oh.
So we have 5 more copies to give away.
So
So if you want to be in a
it's 10. So whatever episode we're on.
if you want to be in a chance to win yourself a copy of Candlelit Mysteries and yourself some goodies, come check us out at the Short Rest Tavern on a Monday night. And yeah, we've got a few more bits coming up shortly. Towards the end of the month, me and Gentle Steps, not as Gentle Steps, but are going to be getting our heads together. We're going to be doing a show where we discuss kind of out of character, all things DMing. It's going to be a monthly show. And the first episode is going to be all about how kind of the last year and Twitch and Zoom and kind of the pandemic has shaped how we DM and how Twitch communities have grown and bringing people together who ordinarily wouldn't be able to get around a gaming table, and how Zoom and online DMing has shaped what we're doing. So that'll be a good little chat. We pull together our combined efforts and probably abuse each other a little bit, but that's just how it goes. And yeah, it'd be a good chat to see how we what your thoughts are, AD, on DMing in front of an audience and how Twitch has influenced things.
Listen, lend me your ears, children.
Lend me your ears. And there'll be tea involved, no doubt.
Hoorah. You done?
I'm done.
Right, cool. Thank you very much to Short Rest Tavern for the game. We will continue to plough through the Frostmaiden. Yeah, fuck it. I'll leave that sentence.
Go on, you've committed. See it through. See
We
it
will
through.
plough through
Time
the
with that, are we?
Frostmaiden.
Plow through the Frostmaiden.
Heavyweight only
Wait.
fans can be found
Weakness.
at Weakness. So yeah, thank you. This go check them out on a Monday. They're a great bunch. They do. It's like watching the oldie Carry On movies. Go check them out. They're amazing on a Monday. Everyone that's checked out Heavyweight
Amazing on a
Gaming
Friday
stuff,
as well.
You're all right. You're all right.
It's all right on a Friday.
Fucking clue out. Anyway, yeah. So thank you very much. There is a charity stream that we are doing on the 24th of July. If you're watching this on YouTube or the VOD, etc., please check it out. There's a donate button on the Twitch. It's bright pinky purple. It just says Just Giving Donate or Just Giving Charity. If you click on it, it'll take you to the donation page. We're doing it for McIntyre, a charity that supports kids, young adults and adults. Some that need support with their learning. Others have got autism. There's an eclectic mix of stuff that basically these 1,200 plus people need support with, and McIntyre deals with that. The beautiful snow leopard that is Vale works for McIntyre, and we're going to try and raise a few quid for, well, not for her, but for the charity that she works for, McIntyre. It's McIntyre. If you didn't get it,
Me
it's
to go on
McIntyre.
holiday.
Yeah, we're trying to get Vale on holiday, so it's totally that fund, and we're just using the charity as a front. If anyone's clipped that, I will kill you. So,
Do it.
if you can, go for a few quid. If
I'll
you
get
can't,
sacked, so please
grab. We'll get arrested. If you can't donate, don't worry about it. Nudge a friend. You will all know a friend that's got at least 3 quid in their pocket. Take it off them. Hello, the Orcs is here. Good ball. Dakunin. We're off now, but thank you very much, Mr. Orc. So we'll be doing some giveaways. Likely some, very likely D&D stuff, tabletop-y dice, etc., etc. We're here to burgle your tits. Huh? Good for
Don't
you.
know.
We'll accept it. So thanks
On
for
that
tuning
note,
in. Go check us out. And so thank you very much, Short Rest Tavern. And say goodbye, players and DM.
Bye, players.
Players.
See you Monday.